Hey, 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 do the Trump. Oh, no, wait, the Trump is like this. Stank your face. Can't see me. Hopefully you can see me. Otherwise, the show wouldn't be very good. But you can't see me. You can't see me with binoculars. Robot. Swimming. Macarena. How does it go? Hold on. Hey, Macarena. Let's go. We made it. My phone alarm's going off. We made it. 100 episodes, 100 weeks of the Dreaded Conservative show, and not one day off. Not one Monday off. It's the toughest day of the week, but I like to make it tougher. I like to give myself extra stress on Mondays because I can handle it. 100 shows, 100 weeks, no days off on Mondays. We've been late. We've been late before. We've changed the times up due to schedule conflicts. But we never miss a Monday. Monday night. Kicking the week off right. Dreaded Conservative show. Super unprepared show today. Just going to wing it, kind of. I mean, I do have articles, but I don't have memes. I do got some funny reels. News, crazy news week. Lots of stuff in the news. We had that Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. We'll talk about that. We'll look into the stories. We'll do some conjecture, some skepticism, but try to separate the true from the false and figure out what the true problem with the infrastructure in America is. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how Transformer, I have to call it that right now because we're in the first couple minutes of the show, but Transformer Day was yesterday, and it happened to land on Easter. That's the day that I think Joe Biden signed into, made it an official government day of recognition, the transgender day of visibility. That was either last year or the year before. He signed that into, he signed the bill to make that a real day, like a government recognized day, like Juneteenth and all that mess. And it landed on Easter. What the Republicans had to say about that, Trump had to say something about that. While Biden is busy celebrating Transgender Day of Visibility, Trump is releasing a Bible to the masses, an American conservative Bible based. We got the bridge collapse. We'll talk a little bit about the Crisis King, his anti-Semitic thing. I did a whole video explaining the origins of why the idea behind why that term is being called anti-Semitic. And so maybe we'll look a little at that. In the rapid fire news, we got a lot of rapid fire. We'll do a little bit of internet gossip. Take a look at the Crowder stuff because, you know, it's a men's issue. There's a rich, powerful, successful man and his wife and this skinny loser are trying to take him down, trying to discredit him publicly because they're not going to be able to drain his bank. He's going to win in the money. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't want to give it all away what we're going to be talking about, but, you know, the whole Crowder divorce, not gay Jared, lawsuit. We'll talk a little bit about that stuff in rapid fire news. Hey, Sipping on Fire got a membership. Jason McGee got a membership. Scott Free Freedom got a membership. Jim Bosher, Ignacio Garcia. I don't know any of those people, Bibby. No offense. Sipping on Fire. I know Sipping on Fire. Never seen them in the channel, but I haven't seen them in a while. Huh. See, I don't know how it picks who gets the membership, but thank you, Bibby, for the 5 gifted memberships. Hey, hold up. Where's Hey. Wait till I get my money right. All right. Gracias, baby. Thank you, sir. What else? Oh, and then the P. Diddy stuff in the main story news. The Diddler. We'll talk about the Diddler. We covered this a little bit when Candace was first talking about it on a Destiny stream. We're like, why is she so focused on this story right now? And now it's the biggest story. So Candace got her hand on the pulse. Whitest dance moves on earth. So that's what we got planned for the show. Let's get into it. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, I didn't hit 5,000 subscribers yet, but I decided I'm gonna shave my dreads off in this stream because it's the 100th stream. I'm gonna be shaving my dreads off during the stream. Hold on. We'll go one at a time. Just show y'all I ain't playing around. We're shaving them. This outlet doesn't work. We're shaving a midstream floor. We're gonna do it midstream on the 100th episode. Are you ready, floor? Are you ready? Are you ready? April Fools! Ha ha! Gotcha, bitch. It's April Fool's Day. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I gotcha. It's April Fool's Day. Happy April Fool's Day. This is when some uncredible historians and theologians claim that Jesus might have been born. Inaccurate historically, biblically. Inaccurate, provably inaccurate. Jesus was not born in April. Jesus was born on Christmas Eve. I take umbrage. I was already about to call the lawyer. What the? I take umbrage. Umbrage. Sorry. When I said gotcha, bitch, I didn't mean that derogatorily towards the ladies. It's just a funny expression. Okay, we're not cutting the dreads off today. Not yet. Not yet. It's April Fool's Day. Let's learn a little bit about April Fools. What's up, Cheryl? I'm from Steve Harloa. Nice. Seesaw, that's not even a real word. Umbridge is the name of one of the teachers in Harry Potter. Dolores Umbridge. Google it, nerd. Maybe not you, Josh. Well, you know I already know that word. I already know that word. I know that's a word. Let's learn a little bit about April Fool's Day. I don't think there's a lot of history behind it. They do it in Armenian culture. An April Fool's prank is revealed by saying Well, I can't read that, which means 1st of April. So instead of saying April Fools, they just say 1st of April, but in Armenian, which is like Akmiklutakle. I don't know if that's a good Armenian, but in Germany, an April Fool prank is sometimes later revealed by shouting "April, April" at the recipient, who becomes the April Fool. In Iran, it's called Durag Durug Isizda, or the Lie of 13. The Lie of 13. And people in media prank on 13 Farvardin. I don't know what that means. That is equivalent of 1st of April. It is a tradition that takes place 13 days after the Persian New Year, Nowruz. On this day, people go out and leave their house and have fun outside, mostly in natural parks. Pranks have reportedly been played on this holiday since 536 BC in Achaemenid Empire. That's Iran. Ireland, Poland, Ukraine got April Fool's Day. Ukraine won the war. April Fools. April Fools. Got them. The origins. Although many theories have been proposed, the exact origin of April Fool's Day isn't exactly known. A dispute associated between 1st of April and foolishness is in Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, which was written in 1392, in The Nun's Priest's Tale. A vain cock Chance Chanticleer. How do you say that? Chanticleer. I don't know this word. Hold on. Google, help me out, Google. Oh, nun's priests. Chanticleer pronunciation. I think it's Chanticleer. That's right. Chanticleer. Is tricked by a fox. Oh, that's a name. That's why there's no definition. Is tricked by a fox on since March began 30 days and 2, i.e. 32 days since March began, which is the 1st of April. Oh, that's funny because we were making a joke yesterday about the 32nd of March. Me and Daddy Jubs were saying that we should move the Transgender Day of Visibility to the 32nd day of March forever. April Fools, there is no 32nd day of March. However, it is not clear that Chaucer was referring to 1st of April, since the text of the Nun's Priest's Tale also states that the story takes place on the day when the sun is in the sign of Taurus, had Y rune 20 degrees and 1, which would not be April 1st. Modern scholars believe that there is a copying error in the extant manuscripts, and that Chaucer actually wrote Sin March was gone, so the passage would have originally meant 32 days after March, i.e. the 2nd of May. So see, they don't even know the origins of dang April Fool's Day. And we're supposed to know the exact day down to the date on a calendar that we don't use anymore that Jesus was born or resurrected. It's irrelevant. The exact day doesn't matter. Sorry, guys. I keep referencing. I was on Steve's stream yesterday. If you didn't see it, go check out Steve Harloa's stream. And me and Ronnie got into a little bit of a debate, a little bit of a tiff over Easter. Y'all know I'm passionate about my dang Christian holidays are not pagan. And all this stuff is all made up. It's all fake news. It's fake history that is used to destroy Christianity in America. Traditional holidays. Traditional American Christian holidays. I like that we call it Easter instead of Pasa or Pasio, because this is not a Jewish country. This is a Christian country. And Christian, we call it Easter, which is not from the word Ishtar. And it's not from the word Eoster either. Words sound similar when you translate them to different languages. Doesn't mean that it's the same thing. That's association fallacy. You're making an association that is not really there. Like the bunny rabbit thing. Every culture had bunny rabbits. Every culture has had a bunny rabbit as a symbol. Now, some pagans may have worshipped bunny rabbits. We don't worship bunny rabbits. It's just a symbol. It's just like the cross is a symbol. It's just like if you see a shepherd's staff and a sheep, that could be a biblical symbology or symbol. We don't worship those symbols. but in culture, we use them. So our bunny rabbit, our American Easter bunny rabbit, is not a Hindu Ishtar, and it's not a Germanic Eoster. We were doing it before both of them were doing that. And that's just a meme that somebody made to try to destroy Christian American holidays on the internet. People believe it. You got to do the digging. But I love Ronnie and I love Steve, and it was fun. It was a good time. I feel like I wore the same shirt that I wore on Steve's stream, and I've only been on his stream like 2 or 3 times, and I think I wore the same shirt that I have worn before, and so I'm like self-conscious about that. Like, dang, I only been on this guy's thing 2 or 3 times, and I wore the same shirt 2 times. Like, what the heck? But I'm not sure about that. Someone will have to double check me on that. And I think that when I go on other people's streams, I kind of I feel like I'm recycling talking points. So I need to because there's always stuff that I want to talk about and I want to say, especially if it's Easter. I'm actually glad that Ronnie brought that up because that's something I talk about a lot. But um anyway, I'm just critiquing myself. Remember the safe word, kind of like how nerd sounds like turd. Yeah. Um I don't know if that's the best comparison there, but kinda. Kinda, I guess. But anyway, so we don't even know the origins of April Fools. Um, but it is April Fool's Day. I'm not gonna shave the dreads just yet. Don't worry. Um, now let's move on. What else did yesterday mark? Other than just Easter, yesterday was another holiday that you may not know about. You guys remember one of the shows we did like a year ago when I was talking about how Biden signed the bill to make March 31st the official transgender day of visibility? Well, I don't know if they planned this, but Easter is a moving holiday, which is another point. Like I didn't even really debate Ronnie, to be honest, because it's their show. We didn't have a lot of time left, so I didn't want to go real deep into it. But I would like to get him on my Discord so I can send him the my files, because I keep files now. I save my files. Um, so anything I talk about, I have records of it. I have it dated. I have all the research I've done. I have it all saved in files. So I have my Easter is not pagan file, and I'll send him my Easter is not pagan file, and he can go through about 30 different um, historians, articles, even atheists saying atheists need to stop saying this because it makes you look dumb because it's not true at all. There's no truth in it. No truth to the Christian claims that it comes from paganism. No truth in the Easter and Ishtar thing. No truth in the pagan roots of Easter. None of that is true. That is all an op that is used to discredit Christians and make us look dumb. Like, oh, look, the Christians are worshiping pagan gods. It's not true. It's an op. And even atheists know that they won't say that because they've looked into it and they're like, we're supposed to be the critical, smart, analytical guys, the intellectuals, and we can't be saying this stuff because it's not true. But anyway, what was the point I was getting at? Oh, so anyway, Easter is also the transgender day of visibility. What point was I? I got sidetracked. Oh, the point I was making is that Easter is a moving holiday. Easter is the first Sunday after the last some cycle of the moon. I had it. I was just reading it before the show, but basically, it's based off the moon cycles because it said Jesus died and resurrected around the time of Passover. Passover is, since we don't have the same calendars that they had anymore, we have to look at things like the lunar cycles, which is what they use to measure time. And so Passover or Easter comes the Sunday after the last changing of some moon cycle, right? So Easter is a moving holiday. It's on different days each year because we don't know the exact day that Jesus died and rose. We just have an estimation based off what was going on at the time, and what was going on at the time was Passover. So Easter is a moving holiday anyway. Biden makes March 31st Transgender Day of Visibility. I don't think anybody checked ahead on the calendar to find out that, oh, March 31st is Easter next year. And it was. And Biden had some ice cream, and he didn't have much to say about it. Let's read from Politico. Sunday marks both Easter and the Transgender Day of Visibility. Cue the culture war. I like that. President Biden publicly celebrated both dates. Conservatives responded furiously. The culture wars have reached Easter. President Joe Biden on Friday issued a proclamation recognizing March 31st as Transgender Day of Visibility, just as he has commemorated the day every year since he has been in office. As Easter Sunday falls on March 31st this year, conservatives responded furiously, accusing the president, who is Catholic, of attempting to stifle Christian values by highlighting the event during an important religious holiday. The controversy, which has galvanized conservatives and which transgender advocates say is manufactured, is the latest in a series of social conflicts. Well, it is a manufactured problem because you made up a day and it happens to fall on a day that we've had forever. Is the latest in a series of social conflicts that has enveloped the political process and current electoral cycle. House leadership voiced their outrage, as did Trump campaign, demanding an apology from the White House. The White House pushed back, saying that as a Christian who celebrates Easter with family, President Biden stands for bringing people together and upholding the dignity and freedoms of every American. Sounds like some mess. We're not going to read all of this. I got other articles, though. Let's see what Fox is saying about it. Trump demands Biden issue apology over blasphemous Trans Visibility Day on Easter Sunday. Appalling. It's appalling. Let's see. This is a 7-minute clip. Why is Alex Jones' face on it?
You're looking live right now in Rome, Italy, outside the Colosseum. This is sort of a rite of passage for those on Easter weekend who look at the significance of this day. And for the Pope, it's part of presiding over the carrying of the cross and remembering the significance of this day. But the fact of the matter is the Pope...
Yeah, and also, I do understand that the Easter Bunny is the closest of all our holiday traditions. That's the closest to maybe saying that you could say it's fertility goddess worship and stuff, but don't worship the dang bunny rabbit. You don't have to worship the bunny rabbit. It's just a symbol. I don't know anybody who's going and praying to the Easter bunny for fertility, or who's sacrificing bunny rabbits in their backyard to have a baby. Maybe they do that in I don't know, Florida. Do they do that in Guatemala? Maybe they kill bunny rabbits as a seance to make babies. But we don't do that in America. It's just a symbol. It's not you don't worship it. If people do, they're weird. But they don't got no bunny rabbits in Rome. Look at that. Walk in with the cross.
Pope Francis, who would normally be presiding over this today, feeling under the weather.
And I know Catholics, I know. I'm very critical of all religions, and I'm very opinionated. Well, I don't like to say opinionated. I just think I'm right. I'm either right or I'm wrong. It's not an opinion. But basically, I'm not a Catholic. I'm not a fan of the Catholics. But I also am. They did a lot of good things for Christianity and spreading Christianity. And I think most of the people, Catholic people, are decent people who are seeking God, and they're trying to find that religious communal aspect of the church. And there is a lot of benefits to it. Any culture that has church and strong religious values, strong ideologies, and the people are united on that front, generally better cultures, better civilizations that people want to live in. So, what was I? I'm zoning out today. I'm in chill mode, guys. It's episode 100. More than likely wrong. Never wrong. Never wrong. But I was saying the Catholics, even though I disagree with their doctrine, I think the people are seekers. Maybe the leadership, maybe the high-level Vatican Church people are doing a lot of dark, corrupt stuff. And, that's what happens. the power of the church can just be like the power of the government. And if people aren't strong and they're not seeking God and just trying to serve God, then they will start to serve their own means. And maybe the Catholic Church has a little bit of that stuff in the upper ranks. But overall, I think Catholics are all right. They're all right. They're all right.
Here, we're told that will not affect his plans to still host
Okay, this is
Vatican
a long ass
Mass
video.
on
I just
Sunday.
want to hear about the church stuff or the Oh, there's no article to go with it. All right, this article's funny though. So that's like Politico, Fox, but this Salon article, very biased media company, very feminine media company, but their reporting on it is so funny. Biden is cool with Transgender Day of Visibility falling on Easter. Republicans are freaking out, man. That's the headline. Bro, who writes for Salon? Did you have to get a journalism degree to write for this company? Although Transgender Day of Visibility falls on March 31st every year, this year is especially upsetting for the bigots. Oh, man. Buenos dias. What up, Yoda? What up, Rome? What up, Starboy? What up, Terry? What up? The first International Transgender Day of Visibility was on March 31st, 2009. Oh, 2009. So then what did Biden sign? See, that was probably another one. I'm probably getting confused because I remember he did some like, he did a month of visibility. He did all sorts of different days and months. So I guess I'm confused with another one because this has been the same day since 2009. Who was president then? Obama? Was that Obama? Who was president in 2009? Half George Bush, half Obama. I don't know. It's showing me Bush and Obama. Presidential term. Yep. Obama took over in January 20th of 2009. This happened March 31st, 2009. So you can thank Obama for your transgender day of visibility falling on Easter. Joe Biden doesn't really care. Joseph R. Biden, President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim March 31st, 2024 as Transgender Day of Visibility. Visibility. March 31st, 2,224 million jillion. Transgender Day of Agility. Transformer Day of Agility. I call upon all Americans to join us in lifting up our voices and lives of transgender people throughout our nation and to work toward eliminating violence and discriminating against all transgenders, gender non-conforming and non-binary people. I can't do a Biden voice, but I can do the cadence. I can get the cadence in the slurred speech and the mumbling. I can get all that. Anyway, here, let me read it in normal English for you guys. I, Joseph R. Biden, President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim March 31st, 2024 as Transgender Day of Visibility. I call upon all Americans to join us in lifting up the lives and voices of transgender people throughout our nation and to work toward eliminating violence and discrimination against all transgender, gender nonconforming, and non-binary people. Yep. And it's on Easter. So that was crazy. That's crazy.
Newsflash. Biden didn't just suddenly declare Easter March 31st.
All right. Thanks, Brian Cranstonstein. We already got that covered, buddy. Shocker. But he could have moved it. He could have changed it to a different day. I guess it wasn't Biden. I guess we'll just blame Obama. Like, oh, you mean it wasn't Obama part 2? It was Obama part 1 that did it. Oh, gotcha, Brian. Thanks, Brian Cranstonstein. If they claim they were born as their fake gender, then what are they transitioning from? Yeah. If they were born that way, then they're really not transitioning. I'm doing something right now. I'm listening. Just can't be in chat. I'll join in another half an hour. Okay, Dean. Keep us updated. Let us know. Keep us informed. We need to know all of your everything you're doing right now. Just keep us updated. We want to make sure you're all right. Was everyone outraged or were we just rolling our eyes? I wasn't outraged. Yeah, maybe some people were. I wasn't really outraged. I thought it was funny and typical. But I didn't even realize that's a thing. As soon as I heard it, I looked it up on the stream the other day and I was like, oh, yeah. So we've always had a transgender day of visibility. It just happened to be on Easter this year. And then we were saying that they should move it to March 32nd this year. Joshua doing Obama impression. Well, you see, Jalen, honestly, I think that the transgenders, they need a day of visibility. I don't know. I'd have to watch. I can do better impressions if unless it's like one that I do regularly. But I have to watch it. If I watch him do a speech, then I can copy him. Jalen, you see, I'm President Obama, Barack Obama. I don't know. I'm kind of giving him a country accent. I don't know. I'd have to watch him saying something. Let's see if there's a video of when Obama made the Transgender Day of Visibility. These transgenders. Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking for something. It's chill stream today, guys. I didn't prepare a lot. I'm not. Here's him signing an executive order. Is he going to speak, though? I need to hear his voice. We got him. We got him, boys. Obama speech. Yes, we can.
Thank you, New Hampshire.
Hey. Got to have a smirk on you. Now, you see. Hey, thank you. Now, you see.
Thank you.
Hold up.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Obama.
Thank you so much.
Obama.
Thank you.
Obama. Obama.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, New Hampshire. I love you back. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
you so much.
Now,
I am still fired up and ready to go.
I'm ready. Me and Big Mike, about to have a barbecue for the fans.
Well,
Now,
first of all, I want to
now.
congratulate Senator Clinton on a
No, what's he do with his hands? He's very stiff. He doesn't really do the hands.
Give her
A little
big
bit.
round of applause.
Little bit of a finger point. Now. You see.
A few weeks ago.
Now,
No one imagined.
No one
we could
imagined.
accomplish what we did here tonight in New Hampshire. No one could have imagined it.
No one could have imagined it. Okay. Maybe we'll practice Obama another time. Enough of that. Obama. Yo, mama. Yo, mama. Yo, mama. That's what they were saying. They were saying, yo, mama. Brock sounds like an Asian person trying to say black. Trying to stay black. All right. Meanwhile, while Joe Biden is busy celebrating transgender bunny rabbit fertility gods, worshiping giant bunny rabbits at the White House, there's probably something weird that happened with that bunny rabbit. That bunny rabbit got sniffed. That bunny rabbit, he was sniffing up on that bunny rabbit saying, oh, Ishtar, Ishtar, oh, Ishtar. Because, I bet you Joe Biden would push that messaging. Trump's weird USA Bible. Meanwhile, Trump is making a Bible. Trump is printing a dang Bible. Let's go. I want to get it. It's going to be collectible. It's going to be collectible than a mug. Trump's weird USA Bible scan. Now, this is a hate article. So I'll give my opinion after I read this article, which is obviously from a hate group, newrepublic.com. The New Republic. The New Republic. They're probably Trump haters. Trump's weird USA Bible scam takes a dark, unsettling turn. What's a scam about selling a Bible? Trump's God Bless the USA Bible. I gotta get one of those. Hawking is more than just a grift. It's starting to look like a preview of his Christian nationalist design for a second term. Let's go. Donald Trump's announcement that he is now peddling something called the God Bless the USA Bible drew outrage from some religious figures, but one group that's been conspicuously quiet about it lately is evangelical leaders. Why? Perhaps because Trump has begun making subtle promises to them that we absolutely must not ignore. We talked with Karen Stewart, a journalist who converts the religious right, about all the unsettling new ways Trump is signaling a second term shaped around ideals of Christian nationalism. Let's freaking go. Do you guys want to listen to this? How long
Hi,
is it?
I'm Chris Cotnor, executive producer of the DSR Network. We've been incredibly
20
busy
minutes.
here.
Justices by promising policies that privilege certain favored religious and political viewpoints among this cohort.
Let's go.
And also by promising policies that would deliver both public and private money to this network and to the organizational infrastructure of this network.
Of Christian nationalists?
And they have...
By the way, Christian nationalism isn't even like a defined term. Like, I've watched debates where they're just trying to figure out what the whole debate is about Christian nationalism. And the two guys debating can't even really come to an agreement on what the definition of Christian nationalism is. So, from what it sounds like, it's Christians who love their country. Christian nationalists. You're Christian, you love your country. Whatever country you live in, you could be a Christian nationalist in that country. If you're a Christian and you're a nationalist. That's what it sounds like. But apparently, they say it's a dog whistle. Only the left hears dog whistles. Only the left hears dog whistles because only dogs hear dog whistles. But they say it's a dog whistle for, like, basically we're all Nazis. We're all Nazis if we are Christian nationalists. But, I mean, I don't even know I guess I'm a Christian nationalist, but I don't even know. Depends on who you're talking to, what they think it means, what you think it means. To me, it just means a Christian who loves their country. And so I would be that. But they're saying it means white supremacist. I don't know. But if Trump is catering to people who love Jesus and love America, then sounds like our guy. Sounds like our guy.
They turned out the vote for him. A lot of this functions as a voter turnout machine in election cycles, and they have actually promised to do the same.
The one sticker says Trump 2024. The one sticker says America, fuck yeah. And then the other one says, you're fired. You're fired. And then that's Joe Biden after he just pooped his pants. Come on, man. Come on, man. The Easter Bunny's been scaring the hell out of Biden. Well, them things hump like rabbits. You don't want to let the Easter Bunny get behind you. You're going to be giving birth to some eggs. You're going to be laying some eggs. You're going to lay some Easter eggs.
In 2024, I believe Faith and Freedom Coalition recently publicized I don't recall the exact sum, but it was tens of millions of dollars that they're going to devote to getting out the vote for Donald Trump in 2024.
So Trump put out a video with this Bible. Listen to this snippet.
This Bible is a reminder that the biggest thing we have to bring back America and to make
He's going to say it right now, but it's got the dang Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the King James Version of the Bible, all in one beautiful binding, great binding. Trump's God Bless America Bible. Gotta love it. I want one. If anybody wants to get me something as a gift, you can get me that. If you're ever wondering, I want to get Josh a gift. Wonder what he would like. I would like the Trump Bible.
America great again is our religion. Religion is so important.
Sounds like a nice
so
Bible.
Missing, but
it does.
It's going to come back, and it's going to come back strong, just like our country is going to come back strong. In the end, we do not answer to bureaucrats in Washington. We answer to God in heaven. Christians are under siege.
Yes.
In other words, God's
Preach.
law is
Why'd
higher
you cut
than
it?
human law.
I don't want to hear nothing you got to say, buddy, unless you're on our side. Who is Greg Sargent? I want to hear Trump. This is Daily Blast. The Daily Blast? Ew. That sounds gross.
Also notable is the implicit suggestion that he will use the power of the presidency to both restore God's law to its rightful higher place and
Based.
also protect Christians from godless secular forces,
Based.
from quote-unquote bureaucrats, as he says on the video, which is to say from government officials who are not on
Which
board
is to say,
with the plan
awesome.
to restore God's law. Is that a fair reading of what we just heard?
You know, what he's doing is a masterclass. He's a grifting insurrectionist, demagogue who is trying to win votes by conflating.
Bro, the media pundits are so cringe. All the lefty pundits, when they talk about Trump, they're so cringe. Like, I was watching another lady was talking about this, and she's like, he's just a grifter, and all these people, all these so-called Christian nationalists think that this guy's a Christian. They don't know anything about Christian. And she had just got done mocking God. So, like, the previous segment, she was mocking God in the Bible. Then she starts telling Christians, he's not your guy. Christians, you need to realize Trump's not your guy. Because I was just mocking God. But if anybody knows Christians and what Christians need, I know what Christians need. And Trump's not your guy. It's like, shut up, lady. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say about anything. You just got done mocking the Bible. Now you're telling Christians what they need. Who's their guy? Okay. All right. But yeah, so Trump's making a Bible. Biden is getting freaky with Ishtar the rabbit at the White House during Easter. And that is the updates on the Trump versus Biden round 2 2024 election. Fight! Biden is a
beta,
and Trump,
it's a man, baby.
There you go. All right. Now let's get to this bridge story. This is a big story this week. And I've kind of touched on it in some of the gaming streams a little bit. Watched some videos the day it happened. Crazy stuff, this bridge. Crazy stuff, this bridge stuff.
In other news tonight, a massive
Pete Buttigieg, transportation secretary. Planes, trains, automobiles, bridges, roads collapsing, explosions, planes falling out of the sky, bridges dropping out of the air, trains crashing and blowing up and turning the fish into irradiated three-eyed creatures. Now everybody in Ohio is turning into a mutant zombie. So what's happening? The Francis Scott Key Bridge, in case you live under a rock and you haven't heard about this yet, Francis Scott Key Bridge got bumped into by a giant barge. Big old ship. That ship almost looks too big to even be crossing under that bridge in the first place. Bumps into the bridge. Bridge drops. And hopefully I got some good footage. I think we got a couple of videos here of it from different angles. And we'll watch it. We'll listen to the reports. We'll read some of the reports. And then we will get conspiratorial. We'll make some, not make assumptions, but maybe some guesses, just some thinking out loud. And then I'll tell you what I really think.
Salvage operation is underway right now in Baltimore. Divers and boats, helicopters are all working together to clear that wreckage of the collapsed bridge.
Look, doesn't even look like that boat would have made it under the bridge anyway. And I was telling the first video I saw of this, and I was playing it on the stream a couple weeks ago, is from a different angle. And it looks like the boat comes through and then goes backwards. And I think what I was seeing was in reports, they say it went through, and as it's going through, the lights go out and that the power went down. Lights come back on. They make a mayday call. They say, mayday, mayday, clear the bridge. We have a problem with the ship. Mayday, mayday. They make the report. Then they drop an anchor. Ronnie was saying they dropped the anchor on the wrong side because when you drop the anchor, it'll kind of pull the ship one way. Well, they dropped it on the wrong side, and when the ship pulled, it pulled into the bridge. So I think that's what I was seeing. It looks like it goes through, and then it kind of hooks back into the bridge. And I guess from the reports, allegedly, that's the wrong anchor went down, and it pulled it back into it. And then it taps the bridge. The whole thing collapses. Let's watch.
Officials say the recovery and the rebuilding expected to cost hundreds of millions of dollars, but the full impact on the economy could be.
And they're going to build it back even crappier than it was built before. You think manufacturing and engineering and workmanship and pride in your work and skilled labor, you think that was on the decline in the 70s? Wait till you see what the Francis Scott Key 2024 bridge is going to look like. That thing's going to be made out of toothpicks and straws, paper straws, because plastic straws are not biodegradable.
Be even more. Elena Shirazi now has the latest on that.
What started as a race against time for survivors is now a massive recovery project.
Unified Command are conducting planning and engineering assessments 24 hours a day.
Are they affirmative action engineers? What's up with the engineers these days? IQ is on a decline. You think engineers, college is on the decline. They educate you longer and teach you less. Average IQ is on the decline. The reverse Flynn effect, the first time in American history, the average IQ is on the decline. You think the engineers are getting better, or you think they're getting worse?
We have assets on the water enforcing safety zones 24 hours a day. We have assessments on the Dolly being conducted 24 hours a day.
Maryland's Governor Wes Moore today saying they're all hands on deck, working to cut and remove the first section of twisted steel from the bridge. The complicated extraction involves 10 tugboats, 9 barges, 8 salvage vessels, and 7 floating cranes, including one capable of lifting 1,000 tons.
The Army Corps and their partners will begin to move forward with the crane operations today. The north section.
So, and I think I have some articles. I think there were like 8 or 9 people missing when it first collapsed. And then I think they're up to 6 deaths by now, 5 or 6.
Sections of the Key Bridge are going to be cut up and removed. This will eventually allow us to open up a temporary restricted channel that will help us to get more vessels in the water around the site of the collapse. This is not just about Maryland. This is about our nation's economy.
All that must.
This is about our nation's infrastructure and transportation. Maybe if we didn't have butt gig running things and Biden, maybe we could address this stuff. Maybe if our $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill wasn't 90% for Ukraine. maybe we could work on these things. Maybe we could get some warning systems.
must be completed before they shift their focus to the rebuild, something that could take years and cost between $400 million to $1 billion, depending on the new bridge design. The Port of Baltimore, the nation's 11th largest port, is number 1 in the United States.
This is important. This explains the supply chain that's going to be impacted by this bridge collapse. It's not only the isn't shipments are over the ground and cargo is over a boat. It messes up the shipping lines in the port, and it messes up the road line because the bridge is down. So look at these. Port of Baltimore. This is the Port of Baltimore. $27 billion from imports. This port imports $27 billion in vehicles, $9 billion in machinery, $2 billion in aluminum, $1 billion in iron and steel, $1 billion in furniture, bedding, and lights, and $1 billion in electronics. We export from the Port of Baltimore $8 billion in vehicles, $2 billion in machinery, $1 billion in electronics, $327 million in iron and steel, and $182 million in aluminum. So it's an important port.
States for auto, truck, and agricultural
important port.
Imports and exports, in addition to handling clothing, household goods, construction materials, and produce. We looked into the numbers. The Port of Baltimore is a major economic driver for both the city and the state of Maryland. Not only does it directly support 15,000 jobs, the port was responsible for handling more than 52 million tons of cargo last year.
All right. So jobs, imports, exports, supply chain. Baltimore is probably going to see more inflation. Things are going to get more expensive in Baltimore and surrounding areas because of this. So yeah, this is like basically what happened. I mean, I don't need a diagram to explain to me what it looks like when a ship bumps into the support beam of the bridge. But anyway, that's what happened. Came out this way. Oh, and it had just left the port. So it just left the port and it got this far. Boom. They say most accidents happen within 5 minutes from your house. So that's what we have there. That's the situation. How it was lost, minute by minute visual analysis of the crash. 8 construction workers were on the bridge when it collapsed into the Pentecost River. 2 were rescued, 2 were confirmed dead, and the rest were presumed dead. Now, what's interesting, they say only construction workers were on the bridge and no vehicles were on the bridge, but you can watch the video and you can clearly see that there are videos, or there are cars driving across the bridge. What the heck did I just say? There were no vehicles on the bridge. They said there was only construction workers, but you see cars driving back and forth on the bridge. So I don't know. But 2 were rescued, 2 were confirmed dead, and the rest were presumed dead. So 2 confirmed dead, 2 rescued, and 4 presumed dead. And I think that's, yeah, I think we have an updated number on that. We have 6 dead by now. 6 presumed dead. Presumed. So they may still, I don't know. I think if they haven't found them yet, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to make it. But, can't see the graphics. Click here to reload the page. So they come out of the Seagirt Marine Terminal. They come around. They hit the Francis Scott Key Bridge, named after the writer of the not the Declaration of Independence, the dang old not the maker of the Star Spangled. No, they wrote the Star Spangled Banner. Right? Who's that lady that sewed the flag? Francis Scott Key. I think he wrote the Star Spangled Banner. They did. Yeah, they probably did. Probably. Baltimore residents woke to a horrific, this is USA Today, horrific sight on Tuesday. Francis Scott Key Bridge lay in ruin after being struck by the 984-foot container ship Dolly. Thanks, Pitbull. 8 construction workers were on the bridge when it collapsed. We already read that. Okay, we got graphics. We got graphics. Right, we understand the ship leaves the port, goes down, hits the bridge, goes a little farther, looking like a torpedo. Oh, this is vehicles are seen driving across the bridge. Construction crew vehicles are right here. Here's a vehicle on the bridge. Here comes the ship. This is see, there's the vehicle driving across. This is like minute by minute. Oh wait, they're both going at the same time. Cargo ship appears to lose power. So you see the lights shut off in the cargo ship. Watch as it creeps up. Watch the boat here. Lights go off. Boom. So they lost power. The ship remains dark for nearly 1 minute. It's creeping up. Now see, it looks like it looks like it's clear. This is very quiet. We need some intense music. We need some intense music. There you go. Ship stays dark for 1 minute. Creeping closer. And there's lots of cars on the bridge. So what do they mean there's no cars? There's a car, there's a car, there's a car. I'm seeing tons of cars on the bridge. But then, when the lights go out, they call the Mayday in, and they start clearing off the bridge. Ship lights come back, heavy smoke billows. The ship's lights come back on, and then there's smoke coming out of it. What are we looking at here? VDR comes back online. Steering commands and rudder orders are given. Here comes the smoke billowing out of the top right here. Steering commands and rudder orders are recorded on the audio. According to NTSB, the ship's pilot sends a general VHF radio call requesting tugboats in the vicinity to assist. Around the same time, a pilot association dispatcher phones the Maryland Transportation Authority duty officer to report the ship's power blackout. Then the ship goes dark again and changes direction. The ship's lights turn off again. Smoke is pouring out. Now it looks like the ship is through. Heavy smoke continues to billow. Dun, 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 dun. The ship veers right. See, it looks like it's through. But then it veers. Okay. What, they're not going to show when it hits it? The last vehicle crosses the bridge. With the lights restored on the ship, the last vehicles are seen crossing the bridge just 35 seconds before the ship. See, last vehicle crosses the bridge. So they're saying, get off the bridge, get off the bridge. We have a problem. Construction workers are all right here. See, what angle are we looking at? Is this a different angle now? Because now it looks like the ship is through. It's already made it through. Audio from police, Fort McKinney Tunnel.
10-4, is there our crew working on the bridge right now? 10-4, is there our crew working on the bridge right now?
Is that all we got? Is that it?
Yeah, if we can stop traffic, just make sure no one's on the bridge right now. I'm not sure where. There's a crew up there. You might want to notify whoever the foreman is, see if we can get them off the bridge temporarily.
10-4, once the other unit gets here, I'll ride up on the bridge. I have all interloop traffic stopped at this time. Once you get here, I'll go grab the workers on the key bridge and then stop the outer loop.
So, says its speed is 8 miles. Boom, there it is. Speed is 8 miles per hour when it hits the bridge. MDT gas cams show the bridge lights extinguishing. The NTSB says additional analysis will be needed to confirm the exact time of impact. Let's watch this one more time. Boom, it hits. See, look, why is it now on that side? Is this a different camera angle? Because we just saw the ship pass under it. Then we see the ship from the other side crashing into it. And it goes down quick. Boom, boom, boom. Look at the explosions. Those are all... Man. One more time. Construction vehicles. Yeah, it has a little arrow pointing at the construction people. Watch these people die. Basically what they're saying. Oh, man. That would suck. Yeah, I don't think you're making it out of that situation. Because even if none of those steel beams landed on top of your car, you're still probably unconscious underwater, which is not a good combination. Definitely not. All right. There's all the footage. Let's turn this sound effects off. Okay. All the footage. 6 workers presumed dead after cargo ship crash leaves Baltimore Bridge. Like a house of cards early Tuesday after it was struck by a container ship, sending 6 people to their deaths in the dark waters below and closing one of the country's busiest ports. By nightfall, the desperate search for 6 people who were working on the bridge and vanished when it fell apart had become a grim search for bodies. We do not believe that we're going to find any of these individuals still alive, Coast Guard Rear Admiral Shannon N. Gelreath said. Jeffrey Pitzker, executive vice president of Bronner Builders, said earlier that one of his workers had survived. He did not release their names. Up until then, Maryland Governor Wes Moore had held out hope that the missing people might be found, even as law enforcement warned that the frigid water and the fact that there had been no sign of them since 1:30 a.m. when the ship struck Francis Scott Key Bridge. Moore expressed heartbreak after officials suspended the search for survivors. Our heart goes out to the families, he said. I can't imagine how painful today has been for these families, how painful these hours have been for these families. So, yeah, so lots of speculation going on. Lots of theories out there, cyber attacks, things of the sort. And of course, the media is attacking the right over it. From the New Republic. I don't know why this is popping up in my feed so much. This site is being pushed as the elections come up, but not explosions. It was the electrical wires breaking and arcing. Ban all veering. Yeah. Yes. This says MAGA's ugly, hateful response to bridge horror is about to get worse. If they can try to turn the tragic Baltimore Bridge collapse into a culture war, they'll go anywhere, hurting their own people in the process. A lot of culture war news going on right now as we lead up to the elections. There seems to be a war amongst the right as well. We'll talk about that in rapid fire news. But at the same time, I'm seeing unity amongst the right. So, I don't know. But the left is definitely breaking out all the old hits, breaking out the hits. MAGA's ugly, hateful response to bridge horror. And there are a lot of crazy conspiracy theories, and sometimes maybe we go too far with all that stuff. It's interesting to speculate, but when you're spreading it around like you know it to be true, when we don't know it yet, that's not good. One of the ugliest features of MAGA politics is the eagerness to seize on large-scale accidents, disasters, and pandemics to spread conspiracy theories, invent new culture war obsessions, and pit one region of the country against another. As COVID-19 raged in 2020, Donald Trump sneered that bailouts for Democrat states were unfair to Republican and mused aloud about using quarantines to protect red states from disease, red state, blah, 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 blah. Now, after the disastrous collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, MAGA figures and some GOP politicians are reviving that playbook yet again, in some cases with hateful, conspiratorial gusto. But this time, the absurdities are of a next-level sort. That's because the disaster by severely hampering Baltimore's port operations is impacting regions and industries that rely on the port to export goods. Those include areas sometimes called MAGA country. Oh, is this an attack on MAGA country? Places in the agriculture and industrial heartland throughout the Midwest. In short, the Baltimore collapse demonstrates with unusual clarity that when it comes to calamities of this sort, we really are all in it together. That, of course, is exactly what the MAGA worldview seeks to deny at all costs and is once again trying to do here. So, another hate article from the New Republic, and they're coming after Marjorie Taylor Greene. But I think somebody like MTG and these politicians and stuff, I think they probably know some things that maybe we don't know. So sometimes it's not just conspiratorial theories or conspiracy theories. Sometimes they know things we don't know, and there's things that aren't being reported, and they tell us those things. And you don't want us to know those things. So I don't know all the conspiracy theories about this. I've heard the cyber attack stuff. I just know the basics of the story. But my thoughts on it, the moments the bridge collapsed, we don't need to watch this because we just watched a full breakdown of it. My thoughts on it is you don't even need a conspiracy theory. All you have to do is look at how manufacturing is going down, engineering is going down, education is going down, IQs are going down, workmanship and craftsmanship skills are going down. Everything's done by robots. Everything is made cheaper and crappier and sold for more money. Inflating garbage materials. When you go to Home Depot, you know, a piece of plywood that used to be straight and would cost you $5 for a whole sheet of it got up to $25 for a sheet, and it's all warped and not even good plywood. You don't even want to buy it. The houses are built with plastic. Everything has to be eco-friendly. So they're focusing more on putting solar panels on it and fiber optics and cameras than they are in structural integrity and architecture and engineering and building things properly so that they last. You know, the Romans, the Greek, the Colosseum is still standing. You know, it's still standing today. There's bridges that are still standing all over the world that are centuries, thousands of years old, made out of clay and rocks. But people used to put time and they used to build things well, and they took pride in their work, and they focused on engineering. What's the best way we could do this that it's going to last forever? We don't do that anymore. We just throw some steel beams up there, put it together, ship it out. That bridge was built in 1977, I believe. Communism, Marxism, the French Revolution, the epidemic of laziness and just all that stuff started in the 60s, late 50s, 60s, when all the feminism and all the civil rights and all that stuff, the affirmative action, the equality, and that's when everything just started going downhill. Infrastructure goes downhill. You know, the college education system goes downhill. The architecture goes downhill. Everything looks like a box of cereal now. Every building looks like a freaking box of cereal. Every building is just a square with glass, a glass square with some bricks. You know, did you see the new Ranger Stadium? Alex Stein did a video where he was at the new Ranger Stadium. It doesn't look like a stadium. It looks like a Costco. That's what he said in his video. He's like, look, a big Costco. Just kidding. That's the new Ranger Stadium. And it's just a big square building. Stadiums, you know, you should be able to look at it from outside and say that is a stadium. Just the shape of it, the lights, the art around it, all that stuff, the architecture, the way it's built, it looks different. It looks like a stadium. But nope, the new Texas Ranger Stadium looks like a freaking Costco. It's a square glass building. And All the architecture is garbage. All the engineering is garbage. The supplies are garbage. The workers are garbage. The foremen are everybody's garbage building this stuff. And then now the new bridge is going to be built by robots. Costco without the fun of Costco. Yes. That's my main takeaway from this, because we were just reading a thing the other day talking about how bridges are going to start collapsing. And sure enough, a bridge collapses the next week. I said cities were going to start getting lit on fire by lasers. Then Hawaii happened. I said bridges were going to start collapsing. The bridges are collapsing. And it's going to happen more and more regularly. It's not going to get better. I don't know if there's any reversing or correcting this. And it's all by design. So doesn't have to be. It could be. I'm not saying that there wasn't some nefarious plot to shut down the infrastructure and the economy of that region of the country. That could be true. And somebody made a good point in that in a call I was listening to on a show. He said the movie Leave the World Behind, the opening scene is a shipping container crashes into the shore. The power goes out on a shipping container and it crashes into the shore of the beach. At the beginning of the movie, Leave the World Behind. That's curious. That is suspicious. Power outages, the grid going down. I'm not saying it was a cyber attack, but it does look fishy. There could be a nefarious plot there, but I don't know that. It does look fishy, though. But what I do know is we're going to see more and more of this stuff. It's not going to get better, and they don't even have to do a cyber attack. Well, they already have been doing a consistent cyber. I mean, I guess everything is a cyber attack. They've been attacking us with technology for decades. The whole world, the globalists, the Chinese man, our own country, the internet overlords, the Googles, the Facebook, the Zuckerbergs, the Bezos, the Musks. They've been cyber attacking us for decades. So I don't know if this was a specific targeted cyber attack to shut down the economy of that region of the United States. If it was, good play. Good play. I see you. I see you, China. I see you, Russia. I see you, whoever did that. Maybe America. I see you. If you did that, good play. Good play. But regardless, whether it was or was not a cyber attack or some sort of plot or scheme, it's kind of becoming typical now that bridges aren't safe, planes aren't safe, trains aren't safe. You get your electric car, that thing's not safe. It's just going to start driving on its own one day and it's going to crash you over a cliff. Good thing is, if you drive over a cliff in a Tesla, you'll be all right. They have great roll cages. But if it catches on fire, then you're dead because it's going to blow up. But remember I did the story of the guy who drove his family over a cliff in a Tesla and they all survived, including him. So he got charged for like 4 attempted murder charges. He was trying to suicide his whole family, so he drove his Tesla off a cliff and it fell like 200 feet and rolled down the hill, and they all survived because Teslas have amazing roll protection. They don't have good protection though if they get a fire. If there's a fire, your whole car is going to explode in like 30 seconds, so just run. But if they roll over, you're going to be fine. You could drive that thing down a mountain and you'll be okay. I just found out there was a stabbing on the Max train this weekend. I might have that story. I have some stabbing story. in rapid fire. But that's enough of the bridge stuff. Let's do one more story here in main story news. Bridge collapse has blocked access in and out of the port of Baltimore, the top domestic port for cars, major hub for better farming existence. Good. Thanks, Stubborn. I guess you weren't here when I just read how much money they and all the different products they import and export. I'm just kidding, but I did just we just read all the imports and exports and the number of jobs. Well, I read it, but the news reported on it. I just read it. I loathe family annihilators. Okay. Good thing to loathe. I also would loathe that. As always, it's just a game of follow the money. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on from that. Last main story news segment. Let's talk about the Diddler. The Diddler. The Diddler. Okay. The Diddler. We touched on this story when we were talking about Candace and the Daily Wire, I think last week or the week before. But now it's getting blown wide open, just like all of the artists who ever signed with Diddy. They got blown wide open. Pause. Ew. But lots of stuff's coming out. Diddy's house was raided. He left the country allegedly. Pictures of him in Miami airport. He was informed his houses were getting raided. Then he dipped and left the country. They're saying this could be very similar to the Epstein stuff. This could be a network that used blackmail and guilt and basically, they'd get you doing something gross with an underage person, have it recorded. They got hidden cameras in the party house, the Freaknik parties. You do something crazy. Now they have blackmail on you. Now we own you. They deal in blackmail, which is what, the human trafficking and all that stuff is horrible as well. But they also control people through blackmail. Politicians, artists, people in media, entertainment, powerful people. If you control the powerful people, then you're more powerful. And Diddy is being alleged, is what they're saying, is that he's been doing a lot of this stuff involving drugs, violence, maybe murder, human trafficking, underage victims, all that stuff. Bad stuff. Is it a surprise? Is it a shocker? Not really. Not if you're an old hip hop head. 50 Cent's talked about it. 50 Cent is making a documentary with Cat Williams, I believe, called Surviving Diddy. And so lots of stuff. Lots of artists are coming out saying they knew all along. Lots of artists have talked about it in the past. I think Wayne's talked about it in the past. Eminem's hinted at it in songs, but not really said it. But he said it without saying it. Basically saying, we know Diddy killed Tupac. We know Diddy got Tupac killed. Diddy probably got Biggie killed. If Biggie hadn't have been killed, Biggie would not be the legend he is today. His career would have been destroyed, just like everybody in Bad Boy. You never heard of? You don't listen to Eve. Was Eve Bad Boy or was Eve? Who am I thinking of? Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill, Diddy. Who else? Who else was signed to Bad Boy? You don't know because they get a couple hits and then they're done for it. They just disappear. They're obsolete. And now it's coming out. It's all coming out. All the artists are talking about it. So let's go ahead and read this article from Newsweek. Following the raids on his properties by Homeland Security, there has been renewed interest in a lawsuit filed against Sean Diddy Combs in February, the Diddler. Rodney Little Rod Jones, when we talked about this case already, but Rodney Little Rod Jones sued the 54-year-old and is asking for $30 million in damages after accusing Diddy of sex trafficking, abuse, forced drug use, fraud, and sexual assault. The music producer claims he has suffered psychologically since working with Diddy on his The Love album, Off the Grid. off the grid record, and that the music mogul failed to pay him for his efforts. Diddy has never been off the grid, by the way. How the heck is Diddy going to make an album called Off the Grid? This guy's never been off the grid in his life. He doesn't even know what off the grid means. Diddy broke his silence through his attorney on Tuesday after Homeland Security raided his homes in Los Angeles and Miami. So a multi-city raid and a sex trafficking investigation, slamming it as an overuse of military-level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residences. This unprecedented ambush leads to a premature rush of judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt. Ooh, you know who else used that term? Based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. And to be fair, I want to be fair. Usually in cases like this, they come at Trump with this stuff. They can't, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby. I think Bill Cosby was innocent. Well, he was guilty of doing some evil things, but he wasn't. He deserved to be released from jail. Those girls knew what they were getting into when they showed up at his party, and they took Quaaludes. They knew what was going on. And a lot of times these things are just attacks on men. They just want to attack powerful men. But I'm leaning towards Diddy's probably guilty just because I've seen what hip hop does, what hip hop's about. Hip hop's been destroying men and feminizing men since it started, since its inception. Maybe not since its earliest inception into the world, but quickly as it started to grow in popularity, it was co-opted by the dark forces of the world to push gayness and femininity on men. Having a different pair of shoes for every outfit, having a different watch, ring, earrings, necklace, matching outfit and shoes, and a handbag and a dress. That's kind of feminine. But making butt men, being a butt man, an ass man, is not a biological. That is not biological. That's not natural. Those weird, gross, nasty big butts, being attracted to that. If you're attracted to a woman's butt, you'll probably be attracted to a guy's butt too. They're very similar. Men are supposed to be attracted to supple breasts and birthing hips, not big butts, not big stick out, cushy butts. What do you want that for? Probably because guys have butts too. And they've been pushing that through the hip hop music. I'm telling you, I've talked about it before. So I'm kind of leaning towards, I don't think P. Diddy was a good guy, But like R. Kelly, he met those girls. They were underage and they were in a club with fake IDs. I can't really blame the guy. I don't think you should pee on anybody. But, the underage thing, he didn't know. He thought they were of age. The Bill Cosby thing, they knew what they were getting into, and that's why he got released. They knew damn well. A lot of the cases we don't know enough, and it just seems crazy, like the E. Jean Carroll case and the Danny Masterson case. Like, I don't think Danny Masterson should have been guilty of that. That's something that happened 20 years ago. There's no evidence. All you have is what this woman said from 20 years ago. Same thing with the E. Jean Carroll. But this case is not the same thing. This is not a couple of women attacking a man to get paid. This is multiple women, multiple men, and they aren't even coming at him for sex things. They're coming at him saying, you didn't pay me for my record deal. Oh, and by the way, he sells drugs and he murders people. He has people murdered. So this is not really the same as like a R. Kelly or a Bill Cosby or a Trump or a Danny Masterson. This is not like a Me Too situation. This is different. This is evidence for decades that some nefarious crap is going on, and every time somebody calls it out, they get laughed away or it gets silenced. The media doesn't care about it. So I'm leaning towards Diddy being guilty, but we don't know. This is all alleged. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the trial. If you get stung by a jellyfish, pee on it. Yes, that's true. That's true. It deactivates the stinging. The ammonia in your pee deactivates the stinging stuff. That's what the scientists say, at least. If they didn't want to get peed on, they would have got out the way. Yeah, what if those girls just got stung by a jellyfish? Maybe those girls just got stung by a jellyfish and he was saving their lives. Diddy got wicked dead eyes. Wait, no, dang, sent it by mistake. I didn't see what you sent. But they're saying, the Diddy team is saying this is an unprecedented ambush, leads to a premature rush of judgment, and Mr. Combs is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. Yeah, they are civil lawsuits right now, but they allege criminal offenses, and you just got your house raided in 2 states by feds. So I think they might have something on you, Diddy. Why did you leave the country if these are meritless accusations? Why did you flee the country, Diddy? This is far from the case, according to Jones, who in his 73-page lawsuit also included photos, screenshots, and stills from videos to aid in his case against Diddy. Diddy denied Jones' claims in a previous statement from attorneys. We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. Okay, but then why did you flee the country? Some of the pictures are graphic in nature and depict sex acts, while some show the aftermath of alleged shooting. The defendants... Firstly, there are individual photos of the defendants, including Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Charles Grange. Many of the photos are professional headshots, but there are some candid photos of Diddy's son, Justin Combs, and a close-up photo of Diddy himself. Other photos for background include Jones in his studio with other musicians. From there, the photos became more graphic and incriminating. Blood in the bathroom. 2 photos showed what Jones claimed was the aftermath of a shooting in a music studio restroom where a man only identified as G was shot. You know how many G's and D's and guys like that there are in the African American community? The photos show blood, clothes, and paper towels strewn across the restroom. This is all from Newsweek, by the way. This is what we're reading. See how you're white, we get it. 2 photos show blah blah blah. I read that. Jones says gunshots rang out shortly after, and the people gathered around the restroom where he noticed G was bleeding and he was afraid he might be shot next. He was the only one that assisted G and got him to the ambulance, with Diddy allegedly telling people to say the shooting happened outside the studio. I got to run to the bathroom real quick and get more coffee.
Hip-hop legend and media mogul.
Oh, long crime will hit me.
Okay, so 35 minutes past
we can play
the
this,
hour
though.
now, and we are learning more
Fox
about the
Newsroom.
sex trafficking raids on mansions belonging to Sean Diddy Combs. LA Times reports that agents seized hard drives and electronics. And what else? Derek Parker is a retired NYPD detective. He worked in the department's rap intelligence unit. Nice to see you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. So the reason why we know about this is because at least 4 civil suits have been filed against him. And in those suits, what were the allegations they were making?
Sex trafficking, gun possession, and narcotics.
Okay, and so the police made a move this week. And if you look at some of these aerials, Derek, they went in with a ton of firepower. Why was all that necessary?
Well, once they had information that there were probably weapons in the house and the drugs, they had to be careful. So they mounted a team of, like their SWAT team, to go in and to take care of that safely.
Here's from the LA Times saying that inside the Sean Diddy Combs raid, emptied safes, dismantled electronics, gun-toting feds. Sources said it appears investigators searching Combs' Holmby Hills home.
They got a lot of electronics. I was listening to a Law and Crime. There was a guy talking about the case, and he's like, it's going to be interesting to see what are on these electronics that they confiscated. But he dipped.
Emptied safes, dismantled electronics, and left papers strewn in some rooms. Federal agents disabled his security system and seized
Imagine working
the
in
hard
rap
drive.
intelligence.
That's a source according to the Times. So on the hard drive, that's where I assume they would have, they believed they needed it for evidence?
Well, the feds had a warrant to go in, and when they search these locations, their judge signs off on the warrant. They go in and they search everything in the house, from floors to cabinets to safes.
You got to search the floors.
They're all specified in the warrant.
Okay, so I mentioned the lawsuits, right? Just put those up here. This goes back to November of last year, right? Cassie, former girlfriend,
yes,
files these suits. The next month you have Jane Doe, not Not public, right?
Gang raped.
So she was gang raped at age 17.
See, so Jane Doe gang raped at 17. I don't know.
Then you had a suit in February, another suit in March. If they go forward with this trial, where the raids happen in L.A. and the raids happen in Miami, the trial comes in New York?
Well, the Southern District is the one that's probably orchestrating everything right now. So everything that's coming out of this case is going to come from New York. Even though it's in Miami, even though it's in LA or whatever it is, they're going to...
People in media just don't seem professional anymore. You notice that?
Take over. The Southern District is going to take... They initiated the case, and they're going to take the case.
Do you have any insight into his state of mind right now?
Not really. Listen, I knew Diddy back when I arrested him for the
Long Crime
New York shooting, and then the...
Yeah, Long Crime has taken my stream down before for playing their videos. They don't like when you play their stuff.
The assault with Steve Stout at MTV. We know each other pretty well, I mean, professionally. But I haven't seen him in years. But right now, it's got to be bothering him. You know, I mean, he's at this height in his life where he's a billionaire almost. And he's very, very well-liked by some people, not by others. But he's very famous. I know this has got to be bothering him right now. All these allegations that have come out against him.
Yeah, it probably is bothering him because he knows he's about to get gang raped in prison. Hopefully. Or he just ends up Epsteined. But let's see what Vox is saying about it. Far left garbage media source Vox. The sexual assault and trafficking allegations against Diddy explained. And I think we've went through all this, though. Especially in the 1990s and 2000s, Diddy was a figure of enormous power, not just in hip-hop, but in the business and entertainment worlds writ large. In recent months, however, multiple people have sued him, saying he used that influence and wealth to sexually victimize and, in some cases, traffic them while avoiding consequences for decades. On Monday, speculation around the accusations escalated as homes in Los Angeles and Miami Beach linked to Diddy were raided by federal authorities, who revealed that the raids were linked to ongoing investigations into sex trafficking allegations. So, anyway, we don't need to keep going through the cases. I just want to see a little bit of Vox's editorialization. Combs is a producer and rapper who rose to be an influential figure across music, media, and fashion. He started Bad Boy Records in 1993 when he was in his early 20s and soon signed Notorious B.I.G., whose 2 albums helped define New York hip-hop. In that era, Bad Boy grew into a multi... Oh, I didn't ask. Okay. Hot coffee. Hot coffee. Biggie was killed in 97. Then Combs released a Grammy-winning tribute, I'll Be Missing You. Anyway, we don't need to learn about Bibby's life history. Not Bibby. I'm sorry. I just called Diddy Bibby. Diddy, Bibby, the Diddler, and the Bibbler. People say Diddy harmed them. Look, E. Jean Carroll's mentioned in this. The women came forward last year because 2 New York laws, one of which paved the way for E. Jean Carroll's successful lawsuit against Donald Trump for sexual abuse defamation, open limited windows of time in which people can file civil lawsuits alleging civil abuse, even if the statute of limitations has passed. Oh, so that's what they did. Yeah, that law that New York did, where basically you could accuse somebody of raping you from 100 years ago, and you need reparations for it. Wow. So see that law, and this is why I'm not 100% convinced this could just be another attack on a powerful man because of this New York law change. That's why we're going to see a lot of these cases coming out of New York. But I don't know. I don't trust Diddy. I think I kind of believe that the Diddler is a bad guy. Timeline of allegations. I don't think we need to read this. Let's see. 1990, he starts his music career. 91, according to a November 2023 lawsuit, Combs and R&B singer Aaron Hall allegedly sexually assault an unnamed victim and a friend after a music industry event, then beat her several days later when confronted. 1991, Combs allegedly drugs sexually assaults and videotapes 19-year-old Joy Dickerson after going on a date with him. 1993, after being fired from his duties at Uptown Records, Combs starts his own label, Bad Boy, blah, blah, blah. Craig Mack. Yeah, Craig Mack, never heard of him. Notorious B.I.G., he did. Mace had to leave Diddy and go become a preacher because he saw so much evil at Bad Boy. The Locks, what happened to him? Faith Evans, where's she at? 1996, Combs is found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer from the New York Post with a gun. 98, the Freaknik parties start. Combs starts throwing his annual Hamptons all-white parties that came to be known as so lavish and exclusive, he earns the rep of being a modern-day Gatsby. Guests range from music industry execs and artists to actors, real estate moguls, and sports teams owners. And that's where he would get his dirt. You have a huge party, a Freaknik party. You do a bunch of nasty stuff at the party. You have secret cameras set up. Now you got dirt on everybody. And dirt is power in this world. He was arrested and charged with 2 felonies, assault and criminal mischief, and the beating of a record executive, Steve Stout, who says Combs and 2 bodyguards beat him with their fists, a telephone, a champagne bottle, and a chair. When Combs publicly apologizes, Stout asks for the charges to be dismissed. Combs reportedly pays Stout $500,000. Assault charges dropped. Yeah, I'll drop an assault charge for $500,000 for sure. Sizzler Sal. I like the Sizzler. 99, he's dating Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez, Shine, and Combs were arrested in relation to a shooting at a club in New York. Combs is charged for weapons violation and is ultimately acquitted. Okay, this is a long timeline. I'm not reading this whole damn timeline about Bibby's life. Guys, keep saying Bibby. Damn, sorry, Bibby. Diddy. Diddler. The Diddler. Anyway, we'll keep our eyes on this because really, we don't know enough yet. We gotta wait. We gotta wait for the court stuff to be released. There are some documents. I haven't looked through the documents, but every celebrity who warned people about Sean Combs. I'll try to play this, and I'll keep my eye on the thing so we don't get taken down.
Sean Diddy Combs has seemingly legacy alleged behavior. Several celebrities have casually spoken out about his so-called parties, which lawsuits have alleged to be breeding grounds for sex assault and trafficking. Clues of what was allegedly behind the curtain began to emerge in November when Diddy's former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, sued the mogul in federal court on allegations of rape and a decade-long pattern of physical and sexual abuse. The singer, who was previously signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records, claimed the rapper was controlling of every aspect of her life, Cassie, including where she lived, what she wore, and even her medical records.
She kind of fine, though.
To have sex with male sex workers. The suit also claims Diddy used intimidation to his interest.
Cassie, who else?
Cassie proceeded to die after she tried to leave a hotel room. The hotel security camera footage captured the incident, but Diddy allegedly bought it off for $50,000. Those weren't the only instances of alleged intimidation. The suit claims Diddy dangled Cassie's friend over.
He ain't got no neck. Where's this guy's neck at? What is the opposite of his ass? A giraffe. He ain't got no neck.
A 17-story balcony and asked her to carry a gun in her purse. According to the suit, Cassie never went to the police and tried to leave their relationship multiple times, but was too afraid. The suit stated several Bad Boy Records employees turned a blind eye to the physical abuse and beatings Cassie.
Okay, we got Cassie. I want to get to the
different
other artists
during he settled at Purity this week. The singer's attorney released a statement saying, quote, "We will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated conduct," and jumped on her stomach.
Never underestimate
we gotta add.
the power of
during one incident. Hun reportedly dated Diddy when he and Cassie were on and off. In the interview, she said she pleaded with Diddy to stop hitting her and said she couldn't breathe after he stomped on her stomach. Just like Cassie, she alleges Diddy was mentally, emotionally...
Damn, girl. Calm down. What the...
and physically abusive during their time together, and claimed Diddy would compare she and Cassie, saying Hun is the bad one and Cassie is the good one. Hun did not take legal action against Diddy. However, her interview resurfaced around the web when Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy. And after
Usher,
very curious things took place at Diddy's so-called puffy flavor camp. Usher, who was around
puffy flavored camp, he has a camp. There's a Diddy camp. Is this for children? The puffy flavored camp? What the heck?
13 at the time had moved to New York City and lived with Diddy, who was going by Puff Daddy for a year. The idea to live with Diddy came from L.A. Reid, who
Poor Ursh. Poor Ursh.
was Usher's manager. Usher said he went to live with Diddy for a chance to see the lifestyle and referred to the time period as a wild and crazy time in the 90s. And in a 2004 interview with Rolling Stone, Usher was quoted as saying, "Puff introduced me to a totally different set of stuff. Sex specifically. Sex is so hot in the industry. There was always girls around. You'd open a door and see somebody doing it or several people in a room having an orgy. You never know what's going to happen."
An orgy?
But in 2016, when Stern asked whether Puffy's place was filled with chicks and orgying nonstop, Usher responded, "Not really. It was curious and he got a chance to see things but didn't know if he could indulge and understand what he was even looking at." Usher said very curious things took place.
What are they
that he
doing?
didn't necessarily understand. As for if it would be a place Usher would
Were there animals involved?
consider sending his children to, this is what he had to say.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Meanwhile, a member of a girl group previously founded and managed by Diddy also spoke out after Diddy's homes were raided by federal agents. On Monday, Aubrey O'Day, who is a part of the group Danity Kane, shared a statement about Combs after the raid saying,
She's all right. Her smile is kind of evil looking, kind of scary looking.
quote, "What you sow, you
Like
shall
that movie
reap."
Smile.
In December 2022, O'Day said she was fired from
Danity Kane. Yeah, Danity Kane was signed to Bad Boy. What happened to them? They failed. All the artists signed to Bad Boy, they get like one album, a couple hits, and then they become irrelevant very quickly. I haven't heard Danity Kane in forever. I can't even think of a song from them.
2008 because she wasn't willing to do what was expected of her, not talent-wise, but in other areas. She said she wasn't the only girl that was in those types of positions. This past September, Diddy announced his plan.
Yeah, she's actually kind of mid. I think all of Danity Kane is mid. All of Danity Kane is mid, but Bad Boy made him look flashy and give him good dance moves in a video and stuff. And like people thought they were hot, but they're all like average.
Plans to reassign publishing rights to select Bad Boy
Poor
Records
girls.
artists, including O'Day's group
Remember
Danity Kane.
Dream?
But O'Day claimed Diddy's deal came with
Dream.
strings attached. Those strings being non-disclosure agreements, also
Dream, was he an R&B singer?
known as NDAs that the artist had to sign. O'Day said the NDA agreement included the art in my public rights and the rate and posthumous was 20.
Okay.
Back to Mace. Mace, who had previously worked
Mace.
with Diddy on hits such as Can't Nobody Hold Me Down and Mo Money Mo Problems,
Nobody
before
stop
going on to
me
have a
now.
successful solo career,
Can't
said
nobody
he escaped
hold
Diddy. During his
me
podcast, which
down.
he hosts with fellow
Oh,
rapper
no.
Cameron, he seemingly referred to the serious allegations against Diddy, saying, "Everything now that we see playing out was all the things I escaped." Meanwhile, rapper 50 Cent taunted Diddy on Instagram after the feds raided his homes. The two have been feuding since the early 2000s. 50 Cent, whose real name is Curtis Jackson,
You don't play with Fifth. You don't play with Fifth. You gonna get bodied, my boy.
wrote, quote, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case." The beef between the two seemingly dates back to 2006 when 50 released a diss track called The Bomb, where he claimed Diddy knew who shot and killed Biggie in 97. Since then, the two have made numerous comments on each other. When Cassie sued Diddy in November, 50 Cent said his production company was working on a documentary
Look at
about
that
the
suit.
sexual assault allegations against Combs. Even posting a clip to social media featuring Bad Boy rapper Mark Curry alleging Diddy spiked women's drinks at parties. The Diddy allegations also ventured into the comedy world, where comedian Cat Williams also previously made comments about Diddy's alleged wild parties. And January
He said, Diddy wanted to take my butthole. I told him no.
Williams spoke out about Diddy during Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay podcast. Williams said, "I gotta protect my integrity because if P. Diddy be wanting to party, and you gotta tell him no." And just weeks prior to the
She didn't say that full quote. She said something about Diddy want to take your butthole. You gotta tell him no. You gotta say no, Diddy. Calm down.
raid, music producer Rodney Jones Jr., also known as Lil Rod, filed a $30 million lawsuit against Diddy, alleging sexual harassment and threatening him for more than a year. According to the suit, Jones claims he was subjected to possible drugging and rape, ritual humiliation, and being cheated out of more than $50,000 for work on Diddy's album.
But you see how feminine hip-hop is? It's very feminine. It's all about clothes and flashy and matching stuff and outfits and accessories. Like, it's very feminine.
The suit also names actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Jones believes Diddy was grooming
Poor
him in
Cuba.
an attempt to pass him off to Gooding,
Fubba you
leading the two
cubba
alone
cubba.
in a studio
Yabba oh
on
bubba
Diddy's
ooba.
yacht, where Gooding is alleged to have groped and fondled Jones when the two were left alone. Diddy has denied Jones's allegations against him. Diddy's lawyer released a statement calling the
Cuba Gooding Jr. is a great actor. Anyway, we'll keep our eyes on it. It'll be interesting to see what happens in court, but we don't know everything right now, so I can't really speak on it. But I gave my thoughts. And that's it for the news. Oh, wrong sound effect. Where's my other sound effect? Okay. By the way, I don't have a third segment planned. That's why I'm really moving slow through these stories, and we're just hanging out tonight. I do got some funny reels, though. Got some funny reels we can watch, and we got a lot of rapid fire news. Check this out.
The gate was open. God.
Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Check this out. This is crazy. This is crazy. Ready? Watch the deer.
God. Oh my God.
Boom!
The gate was open. Why you did that? The gate was open. God.
Watch the gate.
Oh my God.
Boom!
The gate was open. Why you did that? The gate was open. God. Oh my God.
Boom! The gate is wide open. Poor deer. A doe, a deer, a female deer. Warning, graphic content. It's not really graphic. I don't even know why they can I see it? Fail Mania. We like the Fail Mania videos. Oh, he threw his phone in. He caught a fish and he threw his phone in instead. Instead of throwing the fish back in, he threw his phone back in the water. What the? Boom! Got him. You're not gonna stop the car by kicking it. What are you doing, lady? All right, but this is the funniest one at the very beginning. This is why they say they put a warning on this, just because of this part right here. Arborist mistakes are often funny videos. Anytime you see a ladder leaned up against a tree and a guy with a chainsaw, you know something funny is about to happen. And probably not very funny for the person it happened to.
Oh my God. Look.
Get ready for a ride, buddy. Boom!
So, Vinci.
Yeah. That guy's out. He's done for.
Whole life. Oh, fuck! That is not good. He's dreamed about this his whole life. Oh,
my
fuck!
God.
That is not good. He's dreamed about this his whole life. Oh, fuck! That is not good.
Oh, fuck. That is not good. Yo, I can't even tell what he hits, but he hits something and just launches. And probably didn't end well for this guy, but it looks like a cat. It looks like there's a cat in the road that runs out in front of him, and he just goes flying. Right here. Oh! No! Yeah, that guy was gone. That guy's poor deer. This is so funny. I don't know if I can play the music, but this is just funny right here. You gotta laugh at this.
What? Can you teach me how to Dougie? You know why? Cause all the bitches love it. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. And for you to back it up and dump it. Put your arms out front, lean side to side. They gon' be on you when they see you hit that Dougie ride. Ain't nobody fucking with my bro from Morningside. He go by Bubba and he hit that death like thunder. Okay, I ain't from Dallas, but I deep town boogie. I show my moves on to everybody tryna do it. I lead a function, they be like smooth. What? Can you teach me how to duck?
You know why? Cause all the bitches love it. This is how I get entertained. I watch guys with no arms dancing. It's always fun. Oh, this is funny.
What's 3 plus?
This is teaching math. This is homeschooling your kid on how to do math in the African American family.
Okay, so what's 3 plus 2? 5. Perfect. If Johnny has 3 apples and his friend gave him 2 more, how many he got? 50. No, where the fuck you get 50 from? If Johnny has 3 apples and his friend gave him 2 more apples, how many apples does he have altogether?
It's not 15, is it 42?
42.
Where the fuck you 46? You're not listening to what I'm saying. You're not paying attention.
Hey, I teach him. You can't beat the answer into the kid.
God damn! Like, no, it's simple. It's so.
You can't beat the math into the kid.
It's simple math.
Okay, son.
You know this.
Listen, son. The answer is 5.
Listen, son. The answer is 5. Ready? Here's the question.
So if Johnny got 2 apples and his friend gave him 3 apples, how many apples do he get?
12.
Okay. Listen, maybe you ain't hear me. I said the answer is 5. So if Johnny got 2 apples and his friend gave him 3 apples, how many apples do he get?
13.
Oh my God, he ain't fucking that shit. So listen. This is your head, right? This is your head. Get it wrong again. So if Johnny got 2 apples and his friend gave him 3 apples, how many apples do he got?
100.
100. This monkey rock. Get your ass.
Okay.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. I didn't mean for that to play, but anyway. That was just the next video that was playing.
Got Louis James over here preparing to hit new jump at Riverside. Oh! We've got Louis James over here preparing to hit new jump at Riverside.
Oh, fuck.
We've got Louis James over here.
Bro, I've done that before. Where you're like riding up to a ramp, and just as you get to the end, you're like, oh shit, stop. And too late. You gotta commit, my boy. You gotta commit.
Preparing to hit new jump at Riverside. Oh!
Okay. And that's it for all the reels. That's child abuse. Ugh. Okay. That's it for the reels. All right. What else we got? Okay. I think we'll do the Crowder stuff at the end. But we got internet gossip news. A wedge is being driven in the Conservative Party between the Daily Wire and the Candace Owens thing, the Crowder stuff. A bunch of conservative pundits are coming out talking bad about Crowder. Some of them got his back. Jeremy from the Quartering has his back. And then we got the grifter Lauren Southern telling us about a successful marriage and why Steven Crowder's a bad guy. And she knows all about successful marriages because Destiny got her pregnant and she got an abortion and then she got divorced from her husband. So we need to hear what Lauren Southern has to say about how to have a successful marriage, right? Lauren Chin and Actual Justice Warrior did a video about this. And they were kind of taking sides with Steven's wife. So everybody's taking sides. I don't know. We don't know the whole story. But basically, the divorce, we've been knowing about the divorce. We saw she released the video that was edited. She edited the ring footage, doesn't show you all the footage. There's cuts in it. And very selectively sends a video of him yelling at her while she's pregnant. And now, for the past months during the divorce, while the divorce is happening, they're trying to do a public relation attack on Steven. This is what the Crowder team alleges. Gerald did a show the other day on Louder with Crowder where he addressed everything. He talked about everything. And he said they're trying to do a PR camp attack on Steven Crowder, who gives his wife $25,000 a month so that she can pay her lawyer fees to go after him. You know, and she's saying she can't afford the lawyer fees, but he's paying for the lawyer fees and for his lawyer fees. Some people are saying that Crowder is just trying to do legalese to keep his wife in court so much that she's not going to be able to afford it, and she's just going to drop the case. But he's paying for her court costs, so that's not a good argument. And really what it's about, I think, is what Jared, not gay Jared, if you remember from the Louder Crowder show a long time ago, not gay Jared is getting involved. He's white knighting, and he said, I'm going to keep him away from those kids. So this is a woman and a man trying, a woman and another man, an uninvolved man, trying to take another man's children from him. So I don't care what the situation is. Sounds messed up to me. Sounds messed up to me. And why is not gay Jared even getting involved? So we'll just go to this story now, get it out the way. This is from Times Now News. Let's go here. We literally have no idea who's the good guy or the bad guy. We weren't there. Right. Yeah, we can't really know. We don't know all the details, but I do know that this guy should not be involved in it. He's mad because he signed an NDA when he left, or not an NDA, but a no compete thing when he left, and he probably got paid well for it, to say that he was not going to go back into media for a little while. Most companies will have a contract like this. When you leave the company, if it's a media company, they're going to have a buffer period, 3 to 6 months before you can go into another media network. But this one with Jared has been like 2 years. They said he can't go back into media. That's not cool, but I'm sure they paid him very handsomely to sign that piece of paper. He didn't have to sign that paper. He signed it because they paid him to sign it. Now he wants to start a show on the internet. He wants to be popular in the conservative media sphere. And so now he's getting involved with the divorce, which he has no place in. He has no place in any of this. This is what I don't like, is why is this guy getting involved? He's trying to be the white knight to Hillary. Louder Crowder is suing ex-employee Jared Monroe, founder's ex-wife Hillary. Here's why. The parent company of the news podcast Louder with Crowder is suing the ex-wife of host Steven Crowder and a former employee, accusing them of extortion. The lawsuit filed by Louder with Crowder LLC claims that Steven Crowder's wife Hillary plotted with her former employee Jared Monroe to extort more money than Texas law would allow from Steven in their pending divorce proceedings, per an SCNR report. The parent company of the news podcast Louder with Crowder is suing the ex-wife of host Steven Crowder and a former employee, accusing them of extortion. I just read all this. Lawsuit claims that in August 2022, a year after they filed for divorce, Hillary had messaged a group of friends and family members saying that it was time this divorce went public. It accuses Hillary Monroe and other family members of Hillary of deliberately making the divorce public to taint Steven Crowder's reputation and force him to settle it quickly. Steven Crowder's legal team said that Hillary and her friends were optimistic that making things public would create social pressure and optics that would cause LWC to force Mr. Crowder to settle in the divorce proceeding. Defendants then implemented their full-throated effort to engage in the negative media campaign to damage LWC. SCNR reported, based on accessing court filings, that Steven Crowder was ordered to pay Hillary $25,000 a month in the last 2 years. Recently, she made a post on X saying that she is looking for work as she can't afford to be a stay-at-home mother anymore. Seeking opportunity, looking for work that is remote with flexibility. I am open to anything, particularly work that will allow me to be present at home with the twins. Thank you for advance. So $25,000 a month isn't enough. She's got to post on Twitter that she's looking for work because she can't afford to be a stay-at-home mom anymore because she's only getting $25,000 a month. She needs more. In August 2018, Metella separated from LWC. Back then, he had entered into an agreement with the company that contained a non-disparagement clause. The lawsuit claims that despite not communicating with Hillary for nearly 6 years, Metella, which is not gay Jared, eagerly participated in the extortion scheme, which allegedly violated his agreement. Recently, video on X, Metella accused his former employer of legal abuse and has garnered over $72,000 in donations within a day. Yeah, Jared started a GoFundMe. He released a video. I have not watched this video yet, but
enough is enough.
It's 15 minutes long. I'm not going to watch the
Can't
whole
go
thing.
on any longer, and as the famous saying goes, sunlight is the best disinfectant. So, here we go. I'm currently being legally abused and intimidated into silence by a former employer. This has been going on for a while now, and it simply cannot live in darkness for another day. But I am asking for your help to fight back. First, some context. In late October of 2023, to my surprise, I was served these papers. A cease and desist from my former employer. It threatened severe...
Yeah, because you were getting involved with his wife and his wife's divorce against him.
Legal action in the form of a lawsuit and demanded I cease communications with my friends. The scare tactics...
Your friends or the man's wife?
And desist are generally to intimidate, isolate, and eventually devastate. Like most cease and desist, it also demanded that I swiftly provide them written...
And see, I kind of feel for Steven in this situation, because I know nerdy, dorky, simp white knights like this. They will get close to you because they really want to get close to the woman that you're with. And then they'll always be whispering in her ear secret nothings about how bad you are, how bad of a guy you are, and how horrible you are, so that they can get with your woman because they're jealous. I've seen it. I've seen it happen a million times.
Certificate of my compliance.
And he just looks like the type. He just looks like that guy. Every time he looks like that guy.
I did not. In the same delivery, I was also served
the sun is setting. Where are these demons at? What demon?
A Rule 202 petition from my
What's up, Robbie?
Former employer. You can look that up on the internet. I know I had to. These documents were filed with the county court of my former place of employment, demanding that I be subject.
I don't want to watch this whole thing, really, honestly.
To an oral deposition under oath for an unlimited amount of time, where they were free to interrogate me on pretty much any private matter that they chose. Also, in this petition for discovery, they demanded that I turn over documents of all communications with more than a dozen of my friends, an unlimited amount of...
Isn't he gay? No, he's not gay, Jared. His name is not gay, Jared. Because he's not actually gay.
unnamed persons in any form and over an unlimited period of time. I did not.
He looks exactly like that
I did
guy.
Not
He's
for
that guy.
A few reasons.
He is always that guy. If you know a guy that looks like this, don't let him near your woman.
Number one, I have seen how this employer handles legal issues, and I knew that once I opened the door to legal abuse, it would never, ever be shut.
Seesaw's always going to be the Bible Belt champion. I know, man. Robbie doesn't want to do a Bible Belt or Battle of the Minds anymore on my channel. It's sad. Sad. That was great content. I miss it.
This is how they operate. In fact, I'm not the only one who's a current victim.
You got to tell people you're not gay. I don't
exploiting the legal system.
That's true. It may all be a ruse. He may actually be gay, and that's why they call him Not Gay Jared. But yeah, you also got to keep your eye on the gay guy. Don't let him around your girl either. Ask Usher. He said, "Don't bring a girl around me. True gut for real. Ask me for real." Situations will arise in our life, but you gotta be smart about it. Now here's Lauren Southern.
Big topic today, guys. Big topic.
I don't care what you have to say, Lauren. You're not gonna tell me about marriage.
Topic. If you haven't noticed, Twitter been in an absolute state of chaos.
I can't stand this girl anymore. I don't know what happened to her. She turned into Anna Kournikova just out of the blue one day. But we're not gonna watch what she has to say. I kind of want to pull up the Crowder video from Gerald.
Yes, Jared.
They address it in this video. We'll just play it for a minute.
To knock it off. I'll get into the timeline of that. But Tuesday, March 26th was the day that he chose to release his video. I wonder if it had anything to do with Wednesday, March 27th being the 5th day of mediation between Stephen and Hillary. Why release it the day before mediation? Mediation is a great opportunity for people to come together and resolve their differences peacefully. This is the 5th day.
Lauren.
If you want to do some research on how many days it normally goes on during divorces, you can. It's not 5. Here's the timeline. On October 27th, 2023, we filed our original Rule 202 petition that Jared mentioned. Rule 202 petition is basically saying, hey, we're serious. Please knock it off and tell us how far this went. On October 30th, we sent...
You're paranoid that you got somebody in your house? Get the blicky cease out.
And a cease and desist. At that time, October 30th, 2023, all Jared had to do was respond in writing saying that he was going to knock off what he was doing. He was going to stop violating his agreement that he voluntarily entered into. He chose not to. Legal fees associated with writing us a letter would have been minimal, if any at all. And I have the receipts as to why we sent this to him in the first place.
I'll be right back.
After around 6
Y'all can listen to this.
6 years of no communication in this way. December 14th, we had one amendment to our Rule 202 petition. Not quite the exhausting of the court as Jared made it seem, that we were trying to bully him with the law. March 15th, that 202 expired. March 26th, Jared releases his video. Jared, like I said, was raising money for a lawsuit that didn't even exist until this morning. It now exists because Jared has shown that he will continue to violate his NDA to be a part of this scheme to assimilate damaging PR assets to put pressure on Stephen in the divorce. I'll show you all the receipts, guys. It's there. He's actively flirted with violations in the past.
Flirted?
And now he's involving himself in a private divorce for which he was recruited to leverage the company as part of this long-standing plan. And
yeah, what does he have to do with the divorce? It doesn't make any sense. They filed a lawsuit against him for extortion. So, anyway, I liked Not Gay Jared on that show. I don't know what happened. It's a bunch of mess. But anyway, that's going on. It's driving a rift in the kind of in the conservative movement right now between that stuff. People are picking sides in that situation. And then as well as the Candace versus Daily Wire, anti-Semitism, Christ is King. Is it anti-Semitic? Is it not? And we talked about how basically the reason they're saying it's anti-Semitic is because of the Groypers, Nick Fuentes and his movement. They always say, Christ is King. Christ is King. So when she says something like that, and Nick talks to Jeremy Boring from the Daily Wire, she says Christ is King. And it seems like there's a rift in the conservative movement right now, but at the same time, it's almost like we're coming together because Nick and Jeremy Boring talked. They talked. So, maybe this is going to wake a lot of people up and we can all kind of come to an agreement that this anti-Semitism stuff is a mess and it has no place in the America First conservative movement. Saying that you're against spending money in Israel is not anti-Semitic. Saying Christ is King is not anti-Semitic. Doesn't mean we hate the Jews. It doesn't mean we hate Zionists. It's just asking questions. It's just wondering, why do we send billions of dollars to Israel every year? What do they do for us? They're our ally in the Middle East. Well, I mean, they're not keeping terrorists from coming across our open border. Not helping us with that situation. Why can't we get an Iron Dome? Let's get a little Iron Dome action on that border. Help us out with that, Israel. You know, we pay for all your missiles that you launch all day. Can we get some of those missiles for our border? But now that Candace is drawing attention to it, lots of people are drawing attention to this. I think it might actually be a good thing. It might actually unite the right. Even though it seems like there's wedges being driven, I think it's just the fact that Fuentes and Jeremy Boring had a conversation on X is amazing. That's a huge leap in the right direction. Because we can all agree Joe got to go. Joe got to go. However you feel about Russia and Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, however you feel about any of that, I think we can all agree that Joe got to go. So, Al-Hiler translations are gold. I don't even know what that means. He got the autistic headphones. Who, Gerald? Me. Seasaw's about to throw a child toy at the ice maker. Who's a pretty big TikToker? TikToker? A TikToker? He's a TikToker. All right. Let's do some rapid fire stories. And then we'll pretty much be done with the show. We'll just hang out for a little while till I got to go. I feel like Putin is fine as hell. Okay. Dang, Terry. Terry's a Putin simp. Simping for Putin. Snooping for Putin. Artificial intelligence. AI. Hiler. Translation. Still don't know what that means. Didn't clarify. Still don't know what you're saying. Easter weekend storm hit Southern California with rain and mountain snow. Your weather report, your weekly weather report for the country. Easter weekend storm has slammed into Southern California, bringing more rain and mountain snow to a region already drenched by winter weather. So California's getting some snow action. Well, it's called Snow Valley, so I guess they're supposed to get snow there. It's a ski place. So, big surprise. They got snow on a ski mountain. Shocker. Dumb story. I don't care. Next, what do we got? This is an interesting story from this week. From Newsweek, undocumented immigrants have the right to own guns, the judge rules. Undocumented immigrants have the right to own guns, judge rules. Trump vows to fully uphold what? Hold on. There's an ad. A judge this month dropped gun charges against an illegal migrant in Illinois, sparking further debates about the rights associated with the Second Amendment. U.S. District Court Judge Sharon Coleman of the Northern District of Illinois referenced lower court rulings in dismissing firearm possession charges against Herberto Carbajal Flores, who was illegally or unlawfully in the United States when he possessed a handgun in the Little Village neighborhood of Chicago on June 1st of 2020. So this is an old case. Let's see. This is not the story. This is not the story it's supposed to be. Anyway, get out of here. The court finds that Cabral Flores' criminal record containing no improper use of weapon, as well as the nonviolent circumstances of his arrest, do not support a finding that he poses a risk to public safety, such that he cannot be trusted to use a weapon responsibly and should be deprived of his Second Amendment right to bear arms in self-defense. But he's not a citizen. Coleman, who was appointed under President Barack Obama, shocker, wrote in her 8-page ruling filed March 8th. Carbajal Flores was charged under Title 18 of U.S. Criminal Code, which legally disallows undocumented individuals to possess firearms and ammunition, or to receive any firearm or ammunition which has been shipped or transported in interstate foreign commerce. The defendant, who contended the firearm was possessed for self-defense and protection of property during a time of documented civil unrest in the spring of 2020, has never been convicted of a felony, a violent crime, or a crime involving the use of weapons. He's just not a citizen. He's here illegally. There were a myriad of protests across the nation that spring following the May 25th killing of George Floyd, blah, blah, blah. Cabala Flores has consistently adhered to and fulfilled all the stipulated conditions of his release, blah, blah, blah. Court previously denied motions to dismiss the charge. 6 months after strike down a 100-year law requiring individuals show proper cause to get a license to carry a firearm. We hold that when the Second Amendment's plain text covers an individual's context, the Constitution preemptively protects that conduct. Justice Clarence Thomas wrote in the court's majority opinion, to justify its regulation, the government may not simply posit that the regulation promotes an important interest. Rather, the government must demonstrate that the regulation is consistent with this nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. In May 2023, Supreme Court ruled in favor of gun control advocates in Illinois and denied a request for an emergency injunction against the state's ban on the sale and new possession of semi-automatic firearms. Those who are here illegally cannot possess a firearm of any kind that is obtained in a legal fashion. Well, what if it's obtained in legal fashion? Can they legally obtain it? There is a civil duty of gun shop owners, if by that route, to lawfully indemnify those who are trying to obtain a weapon by choice by cutting corners. Unfair left-leaning. Fairness meter. Unfair left-leaning. So the rating here says that this is unfair left-leaning news. Anyway, I don't know a whole lot about this story, but I guess they're trying to give illegal immigrants guns. But this is rapid fire news, so maybe during a stream or something, somebody who knows more can tell me, or I can read more about it. But read all about it. Thousands protest in Israel. Not going to be able to read this article from New York Times because they want me to pay them.
It is breaking news Monday.
But check this ATV chase out. This guy's pretty crazy. The pee stuff is amazing. Makeup is overrated. Better ways to protect the skin. You're allowed to do whatever you want in America if you're illegal. That's right. Is you going to stalk Terry until she agrees to be your friend? Flores related to Floor or nah? Nah, probably not. She's got like 20 last names, but not Floor. German leader, are you high? Well, I still don't understand the comment. You mean AI translating the German from that guy in his speeches? I don't know anything about it. Check out this ATV chase, though.
After just some big stories, try to get on these side streets, try to evade the police, and then find an area.
I was watching this last night, and they kept saying parental advisory, parental advisory, parental advisory, because they were expecting that at any moment this guy's going to get splattered all over the road. Spoiler alert!
Thing and just run off.
It has a happy ending.
Are you a Rocky Mountain?
He doesn't die. He doesn't get in an accident. He does get tackled. I'll show you, but I'll show you where his epic fail was.
Power customer.
Okay, shut up. I don't want your ad. Get out of here, ad. Here's his epic fail. Multiple times, he crosses under an overpass. If you've ever played Grand Theft Auto, you know that if you're trying to escape the chopper, there's no cops on him because he keeps weaving in and out of different lanes and doing U-turns on the interstate. You want to lose the ghetto bird. You're under the overpass right now. Now stop. Stop your thing. Run along the overpass. You can either leave on foot stealthily, or you could jack a car and go back out the way that you came in. But if you go under an overpass and you lose the ghetto bird, you don't come out the other side. Unfortunately, he never played Grand Theft Auto, so he never learned this. Because he should have got out. Oh, there he is.
Was still able to dodge all those cars there that were coming at him here. Oh. Here we go, everyone, as we continue to watch along. This is getting tense, everyone, with a capital T, as we are watching this.
Bro, he's going 80 on a four-wheeler on the interstate, and I think he wanted to get caught. I think he wanted to maybe go viral with this, Maybe he's got somebody at home watching it, recording it for the tube or for TikTok. Because he's just going back and forth on the interstate doing crazy stuff, but he's not really, nobody gets hurt, I don't think. So
driver really be hugely reckless at this moment. And this is again in
another overpass. Look, you just park and then you run along this way. You go down into the ravine. You go through the dirt and the bushes. You creep off into the forest by the side and you're gone.
The Miami-Dade area where it originated from. And this continue with the ATV rider that continues.
And finally,
to
I think he
police.
runs out of gas.
We got a lot, folks, going on here today.
He kind of hand signals at him that he's about to pull over.
As best as we can.
And he pulls over and he's waving at the cops. He's like, I surrender, I surrender. And the cop comes up nicely and then just boom, spears him. Because you got to get the tackle on camera.
You see just how we go.
So he's like, I'm done. I'm good. I'm
Here
good.
we go. Here we go.
No weapons.
Your
I'm good.
discretion heavily advised.
My hands are out.
There we go.
Boom.
There's the takedown.
There's the takedown.
There is the takedown from police.
And then he lays
and
down.
We were able to get that here for you on live now as police do the takedown here.
Nobody hurt. Crazy story. Here's a stabbing story that I have.
Please respect the families.
Is this what you're talking about, Terry? You said that there was a stabbing on the subway. And about this story, I was going to say, as they come after the guns, we're going to see a lot of stabbing stories on the media because they want to prepare people for the increase in other types of violence once the guns are taken away. They want people to be prepared for it because it's going to happen inevitably. So they're going to be showing a lot of stabbing stories. Then they'll come for the guns. Stabbings will go up and be like, well, don't worry. There's always been stabbings.
The media, all citizens, please respect the family's time.
That was a weak tackle. Yeah.
There will be a time to reach out to them.
Also breaking, Rockford police updating us now about that deadly stabbing spree, leaving 4 people dead and injuring many others. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Sylvia.
4 people dead in a stabbing spree.
Perez, that breaking news first. Police say that they are charging the suspect that is now in
Stabbing spree? That sounds like a P. Diddy party.
custody. Our Tia Ewing is joining us live with the very latest. Tia, what can you tell us?
Well, Sylvia, I can tell you that a press conference is still going on inside Rockford Police headquarters right now, but we have learned a little bit more about what unfolded yesterday. We have a name of the suspect in all of this. His name is Christian Soto, and allegedly he carried the stabbing spree out.
Was he an illegal immigrant? They don't say that. Christian Soto?
In his own neighborhood, and even though we're getting
his own neighborhood?
An update from police. We are no closer to understanding a motive for these crimes right now. We have learned a little bit more about those who unfortunately...
His motive is he's a stabby little Hispanic guy. They're stabby. They're stabby people. They just stab. They like to stab. You never heard about a essays or the Vatos Locos, man? They have shanks. They always have a shank.
Died because of what happened yesterday. We know 15-year-old Jenna Newcomb, she died saving her sister and friend, protecting them from further harm. But what we have learned is that the 22-year-old has had 5 run-ins with law enforcement for traffic violations and criminal damage to property. Right now he's sitting in the Winnebago County jail with no...
Is he a legal migrant or an illegal migrant? 5 run-ins with the law? Rockford, Illinois. Is it Rockford, Illinois? The attacker was black. No, he brown. He Mexican.
Bond facing 13 charges stemming from the attack that left 4 people dead. And we have learned the identity of those 4 people. 63-year-old Ramona Schubach, 23-year-old Jacob Schubach, 49-year-old Jay Larson. That's the postal worker that was run over then stabbed. And also 15-year-old
run over and
she
stabbed.
died again saving her sister and friend. Her family wanted that to be known to the public. We also got a chance to hear from the Winnebago County Sheriff. He spoke about some of the people injured that
somebody crashed into the Atlanta FBI office.
The Good Samaritan stopped
recently.
That
You're talking about that U-Haul truck a long time ago.
If he did not become involved with that, he ran off, came back, tried to get into his Jeep, and he was actually stabbed also. But he did a tremendous job in helping. At that time, city county squads arrived, and the chase ensued. One of the deputies was able to jump over several fences, was able to...
Why didn't they shoot the guy?
Get him apprehended right behind them where Rockford PD.
Today?
And that's where the point where
Breaking
they took
news
him into
from Robbie.
custody.
Okay. So that story, we got a stabbing in Rockford. Stabbings are going to be up. Oh, the stabbing's going up. Crisis King, we already covered this. Crisis King is not the slogan some white nationalists want it to be. Whatever. We talked about that. Let's do this Havana Syndrome story in Russia. We've talked about Havana Syndrome before, but first, let me see what Robbie's talking about. FBI building. Atlanta. Driver rams into front gate of Atlanta FBI office, taken into custody 5 hours ago. Nice. Breaking news from Robbie. Breaking news from Robbie. Let's see what's going on here. It's kind of like the U-Haul that crashed. Remember the U-Haul that crashed in the window that had that?
This is
We can confirm
had
a
that-
person rammed into the FBI Atlanta's front gate shortly after noon today.
Hold on.
He was not associated
Live
with this
crime.
facility.
Wait.
Several of our special agents who were passing by apprehended him.
Hold on. It's playing the wrong audio. I hate when it does that.
Like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. I've seen a lot.
Yeah, nobody cares. Was that Aaron? Didn't he die? Is that Aaron Carter? Isn't he dead? A driver rammed into the front gate of Atlanta FBI office Monday afternoon. It was taken into custody, according to FBI officials. The car appeared to try to follow an authorized vehicle as it was entering the gate, and the pop-up barrier was deployed to stop the unauthorized vehicle, officials said.
His front gate shortly after noon today. He was not associated with this facility.
Damn, look at that barrier.
Several of our
Boom!
special agents
Wow, how fast did he drive into that thing?
who were passing by apprehended him. His motives at this point are not known. The suspect was taken to a local area hospital where he's being evaluated. This time we are looking at both state and federal charges. There are no injuries.
He dead? Is he?
Agents and bomb techs are checking the vehicle as a precaution as part of our standard operating procedures. We don't have any further information at this time as it is an ongoing investigation. He tried to follow in and tried getting into the gate, but our security precautions prevented him from getting in.
So one car's coming in, he's behind the other car. It gets in.
When you order from
drives.
Domino's, you can get more than just pizza for $6.99. You can get special.
Does this seem weird to anybody else? Think about it. The barrier goes down. The armored vehicle drives in. He's behind it. He's coming in. The barrier goes up. What, did he floor it into the barrier? How is there so much damage to his car? How fast was he going? Kind of interesting. But I don't know. Yeah, this is very similar to that U-Haul truck that crashed into the that barricade at that one place. Was that at the White House or the Capitol building or something like that? Anyway. That's interesting. All right, last story, Russia update. They're saying that Russian military agency GRU are using Havana Syndrome. Havana Syndrome was the thing in Cuba where people thought they were getting sick because they were using frequencies and stuff to mess with people, and everybody thought they were sick and they were getting sick, and there was a mass delirium going on because of frequencies they were putting out. They're saying they're doing the same thing in Russia. We talked about his Havana Syndrome a long time ago when we were talking about different weaponry, weird weaponry like lasers and stuff. The worldwide phenomenon of unexplained health incidents, known as Havana Syndrome, may be linked to Russia's military intelligence agency, GRU, according to a wide-ranging investigation published by Insider, 60 Minutes, and Der Spiegel. Members of Kremlin's infamous military intelligence sabotage squad have been placed at the scene of suspected attacks on overseas U.S. government personnel and their family members. In the past decade, more than 100 cases of unexplained health incidents have been recorded worldwide, affecting American spies, diplomats, military officers, contractors, and in some cases, their spouses, children, and pets. Dubbed Havana syndrome after what was initially thought to be the first patient, a CIA agent in the Cuban capital, was affected in 2016. Symptoms include ringing in the ears, chronic headaches, and lasting psychophysiological impairment. Now, evidence gathered by the three media outlets presents links to GRU's Unit 29155, an entity entirely dedicated to assassination and political destabilization. Their mission is to find, fix, and finish, all in support of Vladimir Putin's imperial dreams, a former high-ranking CIA officer told Insider. Now, let's be honest. I think the CIA might just be playing the blame game here. I think the CIA is probably highly involved in their own version of the Havana Project and the MK Ultra and all that crap. So they're kind of just pot calling the kettle black. Like, let's not talk about what we do in the CIA. Let's just blame it all on the Kremlin. Let's blame it all on the GRU. I know damn well the CIA been doing some Havana syndrome ops. Clues include geolocation of Russian operatives in places across the globe before and during the appearance of Havana syndrome, known formally within the United States government as anomalous health incidents, or AIHs. Patients also identified Russian agents known to have worked in the unit from photos the investigation outlines. Causing Havana syndrome is reportedly the use of directed energy weapons, and senior members of Unit 29155 have received awards for developing non-lethal acoustic weapons. That's like the brown note. The brown note. But our military uses this stuff too, and our CIA uses this stuff too. So don't let them lie to you and pretend like they're, holier than thou, holier than Russia. Additionally, health incidents might not have started in the Cuba capital in 2016 as originally thought, but rather at the U.S. consulate in Frankfurt in 2014, a few months after Putin illegally annexed Crimea. More recently, nearly a dozen U.S. officials suffered from an attack involving Havana syndrome symptoms ahead of a visit by U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris in 2021 to Hanoi, 60 Minutes reported. As part of the investigation, evidence emerged indicating that Russia may be sending long-range acoustic weapons to foreign governments such as Vietnam. A U.S. intelligence report from last year found that a foreign adversary was very unlikely to be involved in the ailment. According to AHI victims contacted by the media, the U.S. government has not officially recognized a cause for the syndrome. Right. I think they're playing the blame game. I think it's the pot calling the kettle black. Male is not male. Rob, you better make sure you're not delivering high-frequency weapons anywhere that are giving people Havana syndrome. But yeah, that's interesting. If a letter isn't a male, then a bill is free mail. No, Robbie. If a letter is male, then a bill is female. If a letter is a male, then a bill is female. If a letter is male, then what is a bill? A female. Get it? Ha. Okay. But that's it. That's all the news I got. That's all the rapid fire news. I kind of want to do a deep dive into this Macron lady. Apparently she's not a lady. Brigitte Macron. Brigitte Macron. Have you heard of this? Have you seen this lady? Have you seen this lady? Apparently this is not a lady. That's a man, baby.
It's a man, baby.
Alex Jones has talked about it. Candace Owens has talked about it. And I'll be honest, I don't think that Michelle Obama is actually a man. I don't. I think it's funny. I think it's a joke. Some people took the joke too far and they take it way too seriously. But this is not a joke. Oh, we do have an old picture. Which one is she in the old picture? This guy? The truth about the vicious rumors that Brigitte Macron was born a man. From the Daily Mail. French First Lady's controversial background as her husband is forced to deny them again. The black and white family portrait featuring her parents and siblings was taken back in the 50s. Could anyone, least of all Brigitte herself, have imagined that more than half a century on it would be used in a smear campaign by the far right who falsely claimed she was born a man? Yeah, but the journalists were getting shut up. And all you have is a picture from the 50s? Just give us a picture of her and her brother together. The claims are that she is actually her brother because her brother has disappeared and she just appeared within the last so many years. Last year, Brigitte won a libel case against the freelance journalist who made the initial claim. Yet it's a vicious and unfounded rumor that has not completely disappeared from parts of social media. Most recently, Brigitte's daughter, Tiffaine Azier, a lawyer, has talked about the impact of the accusations. Let me see. Daily Mail gives you like everything, all the resources, but I don't have enough time to go through all of this stuff right now. But we will have to do a deep dive. By the time Brigitte was 26, 2 girls and a boy had arrived. Despite these easily checked, verifiable facts, the Fates et Documents magazine persisted with its serious she was born a male narrative. What no one disputes is that Brigitte would eventually get a teaching post at Lycée La Provincia Catholic School. One of the classes she taught was drama. The star pupil was Emmanuel Macron, whose mother and father were doctors. There are times in your life when you meet a mate like anyway. Claims are that this dude or that this lady is a man. And it's harmful, far right. Express anger and frustration at the rumors affecting their private life. Anyway, I haven't done a deep dive into it yet, and I haven't really looked into it much, but the family, the youngster in the photograph, has another much greater claim to fame today. So they're saying that this is her. But I think other people the little girl with the pudding bowl haircut. Is that what it's called? A pudding bowl haircut? A bowl cut? I used to have that same haircut. My uncle called it a penis head cut. Far left is her brother, Jean-Michel. Okay, so they're saying that she is actually this kid. That they say that this is her and this is her brother. The claim is that this is her and that this girl is not her. That's what the claim is. I haven't done enough research. Daily Mail is debunking it. But a lot of media sources were getting silenced and shut down. And the only picture they can produce to debunk it is this picture from the 50s. Why not just a school photograph? Why not a picture of her and her brother today taking a walk together? Anything like that. Maybe they got some. Maybe they got some, and I don't know about it yet. Okay, there's her and her daughter. Brigitte's family are chocolatiers. Okay, that doesn't help us at all. A picture of their restaurant. Here's her and her husband. Wow, he's 39 and she's 64. He was the youngest president in French history at 39, and she was 64 years old. That's creepy. That's creepy. Let's see what this is.
Au fil des semaines, la professeure de théâtre et l'élève de première.
Nothing good comes out of France, by the way.
prennent l'habitude de se retrouver tous les vendredis soirs au domicile familial des Osières.
Way older than him.
Ensemble, ils créent de nouveaux rôles destinés à la pièce. Brigitte résume ainsi cette expérience. L'écriture a déclenché une incroyable proximité. Il a pris un grand ascendant sur moi. J'ai senti que je glissais. Lui aussi. Emmanuel Macron complète le récit. La pièce écrite. Nous décidions de
his teacher, his drama teacher,
la mettre en scène ensemble. Nous nous parlions de tout. L'écriture devint un prétexte. Et je découvrais que nous nous étions toujours connus.
So they're actors. So they're both actors.
Au printemps 1994, la troupe de la Providence donne enfin la première
Gotcha.
de l'art de la comédie dans le théâtre du centre-ville d'Amiens.
I don't speak French. Nothing comes out of France. You can quote me on that.
Pourtant, ce soir-là, en dépit du succès de la représentation, Brigitte Osière ne parvient pas à se réjouir.
And would it be that crazy to think that the place where the sexual revolution came from would have a transformer, especially when that's being pushed everywhere all the time? It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. And just look at her. Him, her, him. Just look. This looks like a wig. In all the pictures, it looks like a wig. You know, not a super... That's a strong jawline there. It's a jawline. I don't see an Adam's apple. Ew. But that definitely looks like a wig. In all the pictures. I don't know. Oh, wait. See more from Daily Mail. It looks like the Daily Mail is the only one. Let's see what Snopes is saying. Is Emmanuel Macron's wife one of his former high school teachers? That is true. His drama teacher. Weird. Weird. You know, teachers get in trouble for doing things with their students. Proof that she was not born a man. Oh, we got a picture. Then this picture again from the 50s. Then this picture looks like she's got some work done here with a wig. I don't know. It's not very convincing evidence to the contrary. Like, just give us a current picture. Can we get a current picture of her and her brother with each other, hanging out together, taking a walk together? Anything? She ever seen with her brother? What happened to her brother? $64 and $39. That's 25 years. 25-year difference. That's crazy. A lot of older women wear wigs, though. Hair thins and health issues could cause hair loss. That's fair. She could have, like, cancer or something, for all I know. That is fair. But I don't know. Candace Owens stakes her reputation on claims that First Lady is a man. Any journalist or publication that is trying to dismiss this plausibility is immediately identifiable as establishment, Candace said. Cockburn has been too wrapped up in the Michelle-Michael Obama saga for the last several years to hear there's a similar conspiracy developing across the Atlantic against French First Lady Brigitte Macron. Fortunately, the wild allegations has been covered in depth by Candace Owens, and on Tuesday, the Daily Wire host staked her career on its credibility. She said, after looking into this, I would stake my entire professional reputation on the fact that Brigitte Macron is in fact a man. So, Candace is convinced. Candace is convinced. I don't know. There's Trump. Oh, Trump's holding his hand. That's nice. She's 70 now. Maybe her brother passed away. Maybe that's why she doesn't have any pictures of him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Look at this picture. That's ugh. The heck? Oh, there she is with Zelensky, the other actor. All the actors and actresses who rule the world hanging out together. Anyway, that's enough of that. Maybe I'll watch Candace talking about it and get more informed. Because I don't know. But it's interesting. Anyway, transvestigation. Stop. Women wear wigs. She's in her 70s. She gonna wear a wig. Well, she would also wear a wig if she's a man. That's if she's wrong, I'm gonna laugh. Well, if she's wrong, we're never gonna find out either way. Yep, somebody got a pantser. That's definitely not her hair. Most likely, lots of extensions. Yeah, I don't know. I just heard about the story. I just wanted to look into it a little bit. I haven't really looked deeply into it, but it is curious. She can't just produce a picture of a current picture of her and her brother. And there's a lot more stuff that I didn't even show you guys, but there's a lot of reporters who are getting silenced, stories that were going to be exposed, and they shut it down in the media. The French media won't let any of it see the light of day. And then they don't address it. They just sue the people and silence them because they have the power. And that makes it more suspicious. It's an easy thing to deny. It's an easy thing to prove. Did you catch anything fishing? Yeah, I caught a trout. I caught one trout. I wasn't catching anything on bread. I had a big old hook, not a trout hook. But this other guy at the dock gave me a fly. Once we put the fly on there, boom, 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 just pulling them out. Why should she validate it? Because like they said, sunlight is the best disinfectant. All you got to do is say, "This is stupid. Here's my brother. He's not me." Bring him up on stage. Resolved. That's over. Because she's the first lady. And it's kind of important if she's actually the first man. I guess it's not important in France. When you're silencing the media because a story comes out and you're not addressing it, you're silencing people, it doesn't look good. It makes you look guilty. Okay. Anything else? What's this stuff about Dana White, Joe Rogan bombshell? Dana White, Joe Rogan bombshell? UFC's Dana White gets mistaken for Joe Rogan during an interview on Steele's podcast. I don't know what this story's about. Anyway, what else is going on, chat? I got like 10 minutes. France is a joke anyway. It's not like it would make them look any worse. Right. Shoot, they should probably just lean into it. They'd probably love that. Just lean into it. Yeah, but she could prove it. There's ways she could prove it. There's easy ways to prove it. It's not just her coming out and saying, no, I'm a woman. You just prove it easily, quick and easy. Instead of pictures from the 50s, black and white pictures of the 50s, a picture of her as a teenager with her brother. Anything. There's lots and lots of ways. That's true. Maybe they like being talked about. Yeah, they probably do like being talked about. Ask her to look at her known nails. Does she bring her hand to her face or does she stretch her arm out? So what, a guy does it like this and a girl does it like this? Okay. Ask her to throw something. Right. There's so many ways. We can figure this out easily. Dang. Ask her to bake a cake. Something. Because I can't bake a cake. My cake gonna come out horrible. Ask her to throw something. If she goes, then you know she's a woman. It's that simple. There's so many ways. So many ways to prove it easily. Yeah, the important thing is silencing the media. And not addressing the story. How does she open a jar? Yeah. Toss her a pickle jar. Toss her a pickle jar that says this will detonate in 30 seconds if you do not open it. Just toss it to her while she's on the stage. She'll be freaking out. Doesn't react good under pressure. Gets nervous under pressure. And can't open a pickle jar. Got her. You got her right there. I'm going to do the nail test now to everyone I know. Yeah. Guys, you definitely got to do the nail test in the club. In 2024, you just don't know. You just don't know anymore. So when you go to the club, make sure you do the nail test. Yeah. Anything else? Any other breaking news? Let's see what we got. Trump secures a $175 million bond in the New York civil fraud case. Iran says Israel bombs its embassy in Syria, kills commanders. So Israel is bombing Iran now. It's not just Palestine. It's a whole war with the Middle East. And we're going to be involved in it. Biden is visiting the bridge collapse. Finally. Northern Ohio is at a significant risk for tornadoes. Florida's top court ushers in 6-week abortion ban, but voters will, what's this say? This is from BBC. But voters will have their say. Justices have upheld the state's 15-week ban on abortion in a ruling that means a subsequently passed 6-week ban can soon begin. But the court will also let Floridians decide in November if abortion rights should be sealed in the state charter. Abortion rights. See, that's the slippery slope of rights, of thinking you have rights. God didn't give us rights. God gave us commandments and punishments. He didn't give us rights. Human rights. Human rights. Human rights and rights lead to gun rights that can be taken away from you, speech rights that can be taken away from you, human rights, animal rights, civil rights, abortion rights. We have the right to kill a baby as women. Women's rights. Rights. There's right and wrong. There's right and wrong. You have the right to do right. You don't have the right to do wrong. But in America, sometimes we get the right to do wrong. And other people have the right to tolerate wrongdoers doing wrong. And that's what your rights are. The right to tolerate degeneracy. You have the right, you have a human right to tolerate degeneracy and not do anything about it, because that would make you in the wrong. Yeah. Right. Right. You got rights. You got God-given rights. God didn't give you no rights. God gave you commandments, commands, orders. All right. Message from the big your shirt today. Send it right out. I did the nail test to myself after reading Rome's comment, but it's not the same. Oh, you mean the big loser? The big loser. Yeah. Yeah, you can get your shirt if you want, but nobody cares. Nobody cares. All right. CC, BB. What else is going on? I think that's all the breaking news. A 6-week abortion ban. Or 6, yeah. Hey, that's better than it's not completely abolished. It's not really going to be effective until you start criminalizing women who get abortions. That's when they're really going to wake up. When you start going to jail for murder when you get an abortion. Ugh. Agreed. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you like degenerate snakes, go somewhere else with that crap. All right. No more news? Anything else going on? Let me see. I'm going to head out in a couple minutes. 100 episodes, 100 shows, 100 weeks. That means I've been doing this for 100 weeks. We haven't missed a Monday yet. I should have made a thumbnail and then just not done a show today because it's April Fool's Day. Like, April Fools, we're not doing the 100th episode yet. We're doing it next week. I'm just looking for more news. Judge expands gag order after Trump's attacks on his daughter in hush money case. Partial gag order. Florida Supreme Court approves abortion and cannabis amendments. Less restriction on pot, more restriction on abortions. I guess. Alexandria Marion Moon dies at 82. I don't know who that is. Stormy Shark arrested at Fenway, charged with larceny. What the heck? The Simmons community is shaken after beloved mascot Stormy the Shark, which is a they them, was arrested for shoplifting $1,252 worth of products. What? Is this real? This is fake. This is fake. Simmons' voice? Breaking news, Stormy the Shark arrested at Fenway Target, charged with larceny. This is fake. I'm not reading that. This is stupid. Why is this in the news headline? Cowboy Carter has Beyonce breaking Spotify and Amazon Music records. Don't care. I got you with the dread thing. Happy 100th. Happy 100th. The baby's going to be born high. Hey, that's right. In Florida? Yep. They're not going to be able to kill the babies no more, but those babies are going to be stoned to the bone when they're born. All right, guys. I'm going to go. throughout the week. Gaming streams, video reactions, Friday and Saturday night, late night panels. All that stuff will be going on next week. But for now, I got to head out. So everybody hit the like button on your way out. You want to hit the Cashapp, Dreadedconservative on Cashapp. Buy me a beer, buy me a coffee. I'm trying to drink less beer. I changed jobs and stuff. Life was getting kind of stressful for a little bit there, but now I'm adapted to the night schedule, blah, blah, blah. I was drinking a little extra beer for about 2 months there. Gonna get back down. Less cigarettes, less beer. Try to woosah. We've adapted now. It was rocky there for a couple months. But yeah, hit the like button, guys. Thanks to Bibby for the memberships. If you got a membership, shout out Bibby. And I will talk to you guys later. I'm out. Deuces.